Thank you for tuning into another T13 Media production. And if you're wondering how else you can support all of us and show your T13 spirit, we have merch. So you can get your very own PrimeTime Travvy T shirt, Bad Guy Has Spoken hoodie, Hi-Fi mic mug, Book It bandana, or even a That's a Banger pillowcase. And you can find it all at www.t13media.com/store. You are now listening to a T13 Media production. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into the fastest rising combat sports show without a corporate backing. Today, we are going to discuss some huge potential free agency moves, who is the greatest heavyweight in boxing today, tons of developments in the UFC's welterweight division, and even more. So let's not waste any time. I am your host, PrimeTime Travvy T, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, the bad guy, Kenny Davis. And this is Teeing Off with Travvy T and the bad guy. All right, Kenny, how you been, man?
Good, real good.
We took last week off because we had some scheduling conflicts between all of us. We're back on it. We're gonna keep going every week from now on. Every single week, we're gonna be here for y'all. I know y'all missed us. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. There's a lot to go over today. So first question I got for you is, what's next for Canelo Alvarez?
Do you think he's gonna go to UFC?
I hope not. I really hope not.
Yeah, I was hoping that too. I really am. Well, I like Canelo. I think if I had to say the best pound for pound fighter right now, he's in a discussion.
Yeah,
he's in a discussion.
Let's go over a couple of his stats real quick, or just his record, really. But he's has 52 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws professionally with 36 knockouts. He is 4-0-1 in his last 5 and currently on a 4-fight win streak. I'm sorry. Some people that, as I was doing the research for this, I'm going to list off about 3 people who seem to be names that keep popping up for him. First, we got Jason Quigley, who is 18-1 with 14 knockouts. Do you know who that is? Because I don't know.
No, I don't know who that is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's real young. I mean, less than 20 fights is not, as a boxer, is way on
anybody's radar.
Yeah. Next up is the trilogy with Triple G, who is 41-1 with 35 knockouts. See, I've seen a lot of people say that they shouldn't do the trilogy.
Here's what I feel like. I feel like, in my opinion, just because it's 2 main eventers that's making a lot of money for your company, when they fight, it shouldn't be a draw every time. And that's what they've been doing. And that's what they've been doing in boxing a lot, and it pisses me off. I feel like you shouldn't watch a 12-round bout and say it's a draw. I don't care if it's somebody won the first 6 rounds, somebody else won the last 6 rounds. There should be no reason you watch a fight and say that's sudden death. Exactly. Do one more round, or really just nitpick it. Do whatever, you know what I'm saying. But don't make it, oh, we want to draw more money, so we want to have a second fight. Like, that's what happened with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder the first time. And I feel like Tyson Fury won the first fight, even though I wasn't cheering for him. But Tyson Fury won that fight. Yeah, he got knocked down twice, but he won. Same with the Triple G and Canelo fight. Like, you had to pick a winner. Like, and I think that's stupid.
Who did you have? You had Canelo?
Yeah, the first fight, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. As I was doing this week's rundown for the card that we're gonna do, I was looking at this and I was like, man, there's so many ties in boxing. Like, that's ridiculous. There's so many draws.
It's usually a main event fight. They usually just be like, oh, it's a draw. Like, no, there has to be a winner.
It's crazy. And then this one wasn't been rumored, but this is just me throwing it out there just for the hell of it. The GOAT, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, look. I'll
He
say this. No, I'll say this because Floyd Mayweather's my GOAT. And
yeah,
I feel like everybody has a performance that's like a little shaky. I'll say that. You know how we always talk about John Jones, his last few fights been a little shaky. Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, has 3 fights that were a little shaky. And I thought this was going to be one of them against Canelo, but it didn't go like that.
Yeah.
So I would say that's Canelo's only shaky fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's his only loss, too.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it's like, I can see how you think he lost. No, he lost. He got his ass beat. Like, Floyd made him look silly. And I think Canelo took that and was like, bro, nobody's going to make me look silly again, bro. And then he just went to work on everybody in the division.
So out of the 3, would you rather see the Triple G fight, the Jason Quigley fight, or the Floyd Mayweather fight for Canelo next?
This would be a great time to have him fight Floyd again. The what you call it? The trilogy with Triple G, I'm good on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not.
The only thing in my opinion for Triple, like, I would do it not if I was Canelo, but if I'm the promoter, give Triple G another big money fight, and then have him go on his way.
Yeah.
He's getting to the point where he's going to retire soon. Let's give him that trilogy just to give him another big payday and move along.
I feel like he'd be better off fighting Lomachenko. I don't know if you ever seen Lomachenko's highlights.
I haven't. No, but we're going to talk about him today.
Lomachenko is like, okay, so he's like Floyd 2.0. Oh, I ain't going that far. But he's like, because I just thought about it and I was like, nah, that was silly. But he's like, defensive wise, he's up there with him. The only difference with him is he does something I don't think I've ever seen this in boxing, or it's very rare, where instead of, usually you just be bobbing and weaving or swinging at you.
Yeah.
He'll weave and then get to the side of you and start swinging at you. And
I've never really
seen somebody just go to the side of somebody and just start wailing on them. And it's kind of a weird tactic, but it works.
Yeah. Weird usually does work.
Yeah, but Lomachenko, he's just so quick. That's why I like him. He's like, I like seeing defense in fighters. I like seeing that.
I do too. I mean, not that I don't like seeing offensive guys going out there and just murking each other, but
yeah,
I think that offensive fighters are fun to watch, but defensive fighters are goats. Does that make sense? Like,
no, exactly. That's why I have Muhammad Ali in my GOAT conversation. I have Floyd Mayweather in my GOAT conversation, and I feel like if Canelo keeps going down the road he's going, he will be talked about and probably would be in the top, I would say top 15, maybe 20.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, though. I think the fight I want to see the most is Floyd Mayweather and then Triple G. I don't know anything about Jason Quigley. I just feel like he is being fed to Canelo.
I'll look up some Jason Quigley matches tonight, because I love boxing, but I don't know. That name just doesn't ring a bell. I probably got to look at his face. I'm not really good with names, but
yeah, I feel you. So moving on, we've got the Chavez Family Fight Night coming up on September 25th. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. is going to fight Jorge Arce in their 3rd fight. They've fought 2 exhibition fights already. Both of them went the distance. So since it was an exhibition, there are no judges. It's just it's a draw if you automatic draw if you go to the decision.
Yeah.
So they've went the distance both times. Now they'll fight for a 3rd time. And then Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is going to fight Mario Abel Cazares. Same thing. These are all exhibition fights. And lastly, we will have
the whole event exhibition, or is it just
the whole event?
Okay.
And then we've got Omar Chavez, which is Senior's son and Junior's brother, obviously. He'll also fight on the card. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't find much about this card aside from the main event and co-main event, which are the 2 fights I've listed. I don't know. I know that Jorge Arce's I'm probably butchering that name, by the way, so apologies. But his nephew is going to fight on the card as well. So it's like a big family affair.
Oh,
You got
so
the three Chavezes, I'm sorry, and the two Arces.
is it a pay per view or is it just a
I think it is a pay per view. From what
okay?
I saw, it's a pay per view. And it looks like it's a charity event too.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, that's something.
but now moving on to a discussion of who is the best of these three:
Mm.
Errol Spence,
Mm-hmm.
Bud Crawford,
Mm-hmm.
Manny Pacquiao.
I don't think this is fair
Okay.
because the only reason I say that is because we've seen Pacquiao fighting for close to 30 years now.
Yeah.
And Errol Spence has been fighting for from what we know of for the past 5, like when we known him for the past 5. And is Bud Crawford, Terrence Crawford?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Terrence, he's not new, but he's not as
Mm-hmm.
we've seen him a little longer than Errol Spence. So I don't know.
Who would
So
you?
I don't think it's fair, but okay. Are we saying career? I can't say that
No, we're
either.
saying right now, currently.
Currently, I'm going.
They're all champions in the same weight class, so we're trying to.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
okay, so currently, right now, I would say out of those three, I would say Errol Spence. I
Okay,
know,
so
people probably think because I've mentioned Errol Spence in a positive light in both podcasts so far, talking about how cold he was, but he's cold. I can't deny it. Like he only had one shaky fight where he was like, and that was this last one.
yeah. So out of those three, who would you like to see matched up first?
Mm.
While
I
you're
would like
thinking
to.
on that,
I
give
would
me
like to
one.
see Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. That'll be
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
because the only thing about that, I think it would turn Errol Spence into he would have no choice but to be a defensive fighter because Pacquiao is a no. I
Come
mean,
forward no
I'm not
matter
saying
what.
Errol Spence isn't good at defense, but I'm saying he's not really a counter puncher kind of guy. He's like just a
Yeah.
precision. He's just precision and straight. You know what I'm saying? He uses quickness. Whereas Pacquiao is we're gonna slug it out and somebody gonna get knocked out in this fight. That's just how he is, and that's why he was like I don't want to say confused, but he just looked foolish going to be against Floyd when they finally went down, and Floyd was just like, okay, I'm using this against you. I know what to do to stop this. And I feel like Errol Spence has to do that same thing.
I agree. Looking at their records, Spence is 26-0 with 21 knockouts. Crawford is 36-0 with 27 knockouts. And then Pacquiao is the elder statesman here with the 62 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, and 39 knockouts.
And that's the thing. So people see the L's and they're like, oh, well, he's lost before. But if you look at who he's lost to, he's lost to some superstars. Like those are top names.
Mm-hmm.
His resume is one of the coldest resumes ever. That's why I can't compare them career wise because we're talking guys that are not really up and coming, but they're just now getting to their prime. Whereas Pacquiao is out of his prime. He's already had a crazy career. He could retire right now and still be considered a top 5 boxer. And he's in my top 5 of all time.
Yeah, he's crazy good.
Yeah.
Keeping in the boxing theme, though, and to talk about someone you were talking about just a little bit ago, we've got, I don't know how to say, Lomachenko versus Lopez. I don't know how to say either one of their first names.
You said Lomachenko, right? And it's like Vasil
Lomachenko, and then I think it's Teofimo Lopez. They are going to fight. I don't have the date. Hold on.
I already know so much about Lopez. I'm going to have to look into him.
They're going to fight October 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern in Las Vegas, Nevada. So okay. We're looking at the tail of the tape. Lopez is from Brooklyn. Obviously, Lomachenko's from Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Lomachenko is 32. Lopez is 23. Lopez is a taller man with an inch on Lomachenko. He also has a 3.5-inch reach advantage. Lopez is the current IBF lightweight champion. Lomachenko is the current WBC franchise, WBO, WBA super lightweight, and the ring lightweight champion.
Okay.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Lomachenko's out here, man.
And then their records, Lomachenko is 14-1 with 10 knockouts, and Lopez is 15-0 with 12 knockouts. So, I mean, they're on paper, it looks pretty even, almost giving Lopez the edge, in my opinion.
Yeah, because
on paper. Yeah.
And the fact that he's is he undefeated?
Yep.
Yeah.
He has one more win than they have the same amount of fights, but Lomachenko's lost one.
Okay.
So
yeah, Lomachenko's cold, man. I got Lomachenko winning this, man. I do. I know
Lopez says he's gonna knock him out.
I mean, everybody says that.
No, I'm just saying what I'm just telling you what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says it, but I don't know. Lomachenko, his defense is ridiculous. Like, I got to show you a highlight tape or something. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, literally, he'll be swinging, he's just, and then all of a sudden, he's just onto the side of him. It's just.
I mean, I know he's a huge name, so like, it's definitely, definitely someone that has earned the recognition he has. Is what I'm trying to say. Which, by the way, go ahead. What?
You ever seen his amateur record? Lomachenko?
Let
me find it real quick. His record was like 298-1, something crazy like that. Wait, let me find it.
I've got it right here. 396 wins.
Yep, 396
and one loss
to Albert Selimov. Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
Which he ended up coming back and beating him twice. You know, avenged his L.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is ridiculous.
396-1, like.
So I forgot to put this on the rundown here, but I wanted to talk about a possible or the latest news surrounding Fight Night for PS4 or PS5.
I need you to stop teasing me with this. You understand how badly I want this game, like.
So the creative director, I believe, for EA Sports has basically came out and said that they hear you. He's fighting for it, but there's no concrete anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like now more than ever is the time to bring a boxing game out.
That's what I'm saying.
You have so many big names.
I love UFC, but you know I love boxing more. So I just I need this boxing game to come out. I'm tired of playing boxing on UFC. I need an actual boxing game. Heavyweight
is more competitive than it's ever been. You've got
the welterweight class.
Yeah.
That everybody loves currently.
It's just crazy. Like, you've got literally everybody. You've got Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. You've got Floyd Mayweather. You've got Oscar De La Hoya. You've got Mike Tyson is relevant again. Roy Jones Jr. is relevant again. You've got Canelo. You've got Lomachenko. You've got Triple G. You've got Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford. Like,
you know what they could do? I just thought about this.
What's up?
Well, basically, in the last Fight Night game, Fight Night Champion, which came out 2010.
Yeah,
came out forever ago. So
10 years.
That's what I'm saying. So what they could do is they could bring back the face scan feature, because that was how everybody was uploading the up to date rosters and getting the old legendary boxers. That's what I was doing myself. They could just have it so we could do that. And then where have the last names, like I never said a Easter egg, but pretty much it's like if you change the last name to Mayweather when you create somebody, they have commentary for Floyd Mayweather. Like if his name is Mayweather. Cool. Yeah. So I feel like they need to bring that back just for this new one. So if you can't get everybody to sign on, just have their name in there, let us do the work. You know what I'm saying? Putting the face scan on there, have it so we can download and upload fighters, so I can download the rosters that people make, and then boom, there you go right there. You don't even have to have all the boxers in there. Just have some fake boxers. Let us download the real niggas. Like that's cool. Give us like about 200. Give us about like 200 creation slots, maybe 100. You know, WWE has 100 on theirs. You know, you guys have 100, maybe 150. Just do what we got to do from there. Just give us a boxing game. I want to play boxing. Only thing I got is that Rocky one. They got Creed, the boxing game on PlayStation. I'm not downloading a VR boxing game.
I have the Wii for that, the Nintendo Wii.
Exactly.
But speaking of De La Hoya, let's talk about who should he face in his return fight. I've got some options for you.
Okay.
Each one I'm just gonna read it off, and then we can discuss each person. These are people that were picked by every single person on here, except for the last one again, was picked by a quote unquote expert at ESPN as a potential first fight for him. Ted Cheeseman, who is a British boxer, he is 16-2-1 with 9 knockouts. I don't know who that is. Once again,
yeah, his record, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
He seems like he's a jobber. Like he's 16-9, like, or I'm sorry, 16-2-1.
16-2-1, yeah.
Yeah, he had 9 knockouts, but still. Okay, he's a rookie then. He's a rookie.
Yeah, he's still up and coming. So I don't know nothing about him. He's up and coming.
I don't know that I like Oscar De La Hoya coming back to fight somebody up and coming.
That's not fair because
exactly.
Actually, for it's a lose-lose.
Exactly.
If anything, in Oscar De La Hoya's case, because if you lose to this guy, then it's like, bro, you lost to this up-and-coming guy, and you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. But if
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's just not good. Like, if you lose to this guy, then it's like you forever have your name attached to him. He can say, I beat Oscar De La Hoya one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's stupid to me. Don't do that. Ted Cheeseman, don't do that. Oscar De La Hoya, don't do that.
We got Triple G. 41-1 with 35 knockouts. That's a fight.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm calling it. If they fight, Triple G's killing him.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's gonna murder that man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fight. It's
gonna be a fight though. I mean, I think Oscar De La Hoya can hang with him for a few rounds.
Oscar De La Hoya is not a slouch. Let me not play him all the way, but
he's old. Let's not play like he's not 57, 58 years old.
You know,
he's 47. He's 47. I'm sorry.
You got that ring rest. You want to come back and fight Triple G?
He hasn't fought in 11 years, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, sheesh. Who was his last fight? Was it Sugar Shane?
Was it? No, it was Pacquiao. Pacquiao was his last fight.
Pacquiao, okay.
Next up, we got Jamal Charlo, 30-0, with 22 knockouts.
I never heard of him.
Me either, but he's got a lot of wins for.
It sounds dangerous.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why. Why is he fighting these guys? Next up is my personal favorite off the list. Conor McGregor, 0-1. We talked about it last episode. It's definitely this. Come on. The reason he's coming back is for a money fight. Just fight fucking Conor and get it over with. But the problem is he won't ever be able to fight Conor because Conor can't fight unless Dana says he can, and Dana hates Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because he's contracted.
I don't know. I really don't want him to fight Conor. I really don't.
I do.
I'll watch it if it happens because
he's going to lose, though.
You think Conor's going to lose?
No, I think Oscar De La Hoya is going to lose. I think he's too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Conor has a better chance of beating him. He has a better chance at beating Manny Pacquiao. He has a better chance at beating just anybody other than Mayweather.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that because Mayweather is willing to sacrifice rounds like he did. To sacrifice rounds to tire somebody out and then to go to work in the middle rounds. So that's why I feel like he does have a way better chance going up against Oscar De La Hoya if he does that because those guys, Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao, they try to win from the get-go. They're like, they go out there. So yeah, it'll be a slugfest if anything if they go at it.
I like it though. I like that.
Yeah, like I said, I'll watch it. I wouldn't be excited for him to fight Conor. I would definitely watch him as Triple G, and I'd be like, "Woo, this is gonna be bad." But what Oscar De La Hoya, I don't know if I said this the last time. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the few fights Mayweather's had.
Mm-hmm. Where you thought he might lose?
Not thought he might lose. I thought he might have lost that fight. Like, no, just saying, just after watching the fight, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be mad if somebody said he lost this. That's one of them. That one, Zab Judah, and what's that guy's name? I don't think it was Diego Corrales. Whoever he fought twice. The first time he fought him. Actually, no, he had another one like that too. Now I think about it. When he went up against Maidana. The first time around, Maidana, he was kind of oof. It was a fight. Then the second one, he was like, "Nah, I can't have this be the last memory. Me fighting Maidana like that." And he went to work on him. So I think, Oscar, don't do this. Don't come back, man. Just be a promoter.
We're not even halfway down this list, and you're already just don't do it, man. Just
don't do it, man. You be a promoter of Golden Boy, man.
What about Ricardo Mayorga?
Honestly, I feel like if they fought, Oscar might win.
Okay, I'm with it.
Mayorga's good. Mayorga's cold.
What about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.?
I think Cesar Chavez might win that.
I think I'm going to give that one to Oscar.
I feel like he'll go.
He just has to outlast him. If Chavez makes it that far.
How old is Chavez now?
I don't know.
Let me look him up real quick.
While you're doing that, what about Antonio Margarito?
Antonio Margarito.
He's old too. I think.
Is that the guy with the big head? He loses a lot.
Yep. I don't think he's lost. He lost 8 fights.
Okay. So wait. Is that the guy with the? He had the cement in his gloves.
Oh, maybe. Hold on.
I gotta look him up. Okay. Yes. I had to make.
I don't believe he's the cement in the gloves guy.
Yeah, that's him.
He is?
Yeah, that's him. When he fought what's that bald head guy's name? Why can't I think his name right now? Pacquiao. Miguel Cotto. When he fought Miguel Cotto,
he's on this
he
list
had
too.
like this like
next.
liquid. Yeah, but see, he had this like liquid cement in his gloves, whatever, and it was like hardening, while he was fighting. So when he was punching, you saw like when he first fought Cotto, you saw Cotto was getting like kind of woozy, like midway through, and he's just going to work on him. And the thing is, Margarito's not good. So when we saw the fight, we was like, "You lost to him?" And then after that, I guess they did some weird rule with the gloves to make sure like that's not gonna happen again. And then he got his ass beat the second time they fought. So yeah. I feel like he's gonna lose. But Margarito fights him, he's gonna get his ass beat by Oscar De La Hoya. But Cotto, because Cotto kind of fell off too. I feel like that'll be. I watch it, but
it was Mosley. He had his hands tampered hand wraps.
No, when he fought Cotto, it was like that too. I remember that because that was when he beat him.
Because I'm on his Wikipedia right now, and it doesn't say anything about Cotto. It just says they knocked him out. And then tampered hand wraps controversy erupted before the fight when Mosley's trainer Nazim Richardson observed that Margarito had a pasty white substance in his hand wraps. One doctor prescribed this material as plaster hidden in the wrapped hands of Margarito, leading to accusations that he may have been trying to cheat. At Richardson's insistence, California State Inspector Dean Lewis called for Margarito's hands to be rewrapped. According to Judd Burstein, the attorney for Mosley, Margarito had wet pads in the wrapping. Mosley's doctor, Robert Olvera, likened the material to the type of plaster used to make casts. Burstein said he sees the pad removed from the wrapping and another pad found in Margarito's dressing room. Both were placed in a sealed box that was given to Lewis for further study. The California Department of Justice laboratory later confirmed the substance to be similar in nature to plaster of Paris. In the late January, the California State Athletic Commission suspended Margarito and his trainer, Javier Capetillo, pending investigation. At the hearing, Margarito claimed he did not know what was in the wraps, while Capetillo admitted to making a big mistake by placing the wrong inserts into Margarito's hand wraps. The commission voted unanimously to revoke Margarito and Capetillo's licenses for at least 1 year. While it found Margarito did not know about the gloves, it took the line that as head of the team, he was responsible for Capetillo's actions. The commission officially stated that Margarito did not know of the substance in his gloves, but as the captain of his ship, as stated by the same commission, he was responsible for it, thus he upheld suspension. Since state boxing commissions generally honor suspensions imposed by other states, this action effectively banned Margarito from boxing in the United States. And in November 2009, it emerged that red stains on the hand wraps Margarito used in the Cotto fight were similar to the stains on the inserts seized by the Mosley fight. This has raised suspicions that Margarito's gloves were loaded for that fight and possibly others as well. So there you go. Yeah. That's whole everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Cotto was on his way. I think he was undefeated then too, and I think he took his first L to Margarito because of that.
I'd be pissed.
But that sucks though. Yeah, if Margarito, I hope he gets ass beat again if he fights up the other way.
What about Cotto?
I don't like. Yeah, I had to think. I was like, is that who I'm thinking it? Yeah, and it was that.
Yeah, no. Now that I know that's who it is, fuck him. I really do hope he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
What about Cotto? Miguel Cotto versus.
That's what I said. Oscar. I was like, I think Cotto would be. I wouldn't be super excited for it. That would be kind of either way, but okay. I would probably have Oscar De La Hoya winning
that. Juan Manuel Marquez. 56-7-1 with 40 knockouts.
That's a old ass fight. They're two old niggas fighting that. Juan Manuel Marquez. I honestly wouldn't know. That's one of the ones they probably label as a draw.
Okay.
But I would have a winner though. I'm not gonna be that person like, I think it's a draw. I've never watched the fight and say it's a draw. I would think. If I was betting my money on one, I'd probably say Oscar De La Hoya.
Okay.
I'm with it. Barely edging.
What about Sugar Shane Mosley? 49-10-1 with 1 no contest, 41 knockouts.
I'll probably get that to Mosley.
Okay.
And that's barely. It's barely. Because those two are like kind of even. Those two are very even.
Yeah. James Kirkland, 34-2 with 30 knockouts.
I don't really know too much about Kirkland.
I'm going to give it to him, though, just because.
Because his record?
Yeah, like 30 out of 34 wins are knockouts, and you've only lost twice. Like, you went to the ring 36 times, and 30 of those times you left the man unconscious. Like, that sounds crazy. Sergio Martinez, 52-3-2 with 29 knockouts.
Sergio Martinez is good. I do remember him. I had to think about him for a second. Sergio Martinez. Yeah, I'll probably get to Sergio.
Okay.
I'll probably get to Sergio.
And lastly,
that's another edge.
The GOAT, Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather's beating him again if they do it. but I feel like if they did it this time, if they did it this time, Floyd would wash him. I feel like because that's usually what happens. Floyd has a good fight the first time around, but then when he rematches somebody, he's like, nah.
It's like John Jones.
Exactly. Exactly like John
Jones. All right. So last part of boxing here, we've got who is the best heavyweight in the world of boxing today? We've got 4 candidates. I know it's usually the big 3, but I'm throwing in a 4th one here.
Okay.
I don't know if he deserves to be there, but I feel like he earned it with a single win. First off, Tyson Fury, 30-0-1 with 21 knockouts. Then we've got Deontay Wilder, 42-1-1 with 41 knockouts. That's terrifying. Then we've got Anthony Joshua, 23-1 with 21 knockouts. And the dark horse, who maybe doesn't deserve to be here, but Andy Ruiz Jr., 33-2 with 22 knockouts. I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see both trilogy fights. We already know Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are going to fight again. I don't want to see that fight again, but we already know that's happening.
Yeah.
I believe Joshua should fight Ruiz next because he got knocked the fuck out in the first fight.
Yeah, he did.
Won a decision on the second fight,
which was barely.
It's a true trilogy. It's a true trilogy. Put them in there against each other. Now, after those trilogies are done, the winners of those two fights fight each other to get the undisputed champion.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll say it like this.
Okay.
Take one little hot take on each one. Now, with Deontay Wilder, the dangerous thing about him is we've never really seen someone with that much power plus that much reach. That's what makes him so dangerous. That's why when people do that Tyson versus Deontay Wilder, and I say, no, you're tripping. Tyson will never beat Wilder. That's the reason why I say Wilder will win, because with somebody, you can't reach him.
Yeah.
Something like that. You have to go inside. He's like, nope. He's just swinging on you, knocking you out. And the thing is, that's my only weakness for him. It's just the fact that he's just so wild and he's not really like
he's sloppy.
No really it's very sloppy. No technique to it at all. He just uses his power and strength and reach to lay you out.
He's the Ngannou of boxing.
Exactly. That's exactly what he is.
Also, the one thing about Wilder to keep him in this conversation, even though I think he got taken to a masterclass of boxing with Tyson Fury in that last fight. He got outclassed and outworked. I didn't even think it was close.
It wasn't.
The thing is, he said it himself. He's got to be good for 3 seconds. You got to be good the whole fight.
Yeah. The thing is,
he can end the fight at any point.
With Wilder, he took the L, but you got to remember who took the L too. In my opinion, that is the best heavyweight of all time.
I agree.
If we're gonna be real, he's the best one. I don't like Tyson Fury. I'm not a fan. He's built funny. He's
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. I don't like him. I just don't like him. So, okay. But I can't deny greatness. So I would say he's the number one. If I had to say he's number one, I would say Anthony Joshua is very overrated, and he's been proved that like when you pretty much lost to a guy, you lost to Ruiz, who literally got a title shot through DM. He DM'd the promoter and said, "Hey, I'll take him," through Twitter.
He
was like, "All right, bet."
He's a gangster.
He is. He came out there looking out of shape as mess, knocked out their top dog, and became champion. Threw everybody off, messed up the whole, Las Vegas betting thing, because this fat guy comes in and knocks Anthony Joshua out, and then has debatable fight the second fight around, because it wasn't like he destroyed him.
No, he didn't. And also, it looked like Ruiz was out of shape.
He always looks out of shape.
But I mean, like in the actual fight, like not just looking fat. I mean, like he looked like he was winded, like he was.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was in shape.
I feel like if he was in shape, he would be a top dog. Not the top dog, but a top dog.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he's considered pretty much now, but it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, he'd probably be better. He probably wouldn't have lost that fight to Joshua.
Yeah, the second one, yeah. That's why I just feel like Anthony Joshua was overrated, and he has some clean jabs. I will give him that. His combinations are crazy, but the thing is, he's just. I saw it before the L's. I was like, "There's something off about his game," and I see it. Like I notice it.
Yeah.
And then it got exposed against Ruiz. So I think if I had to go ranking, like to go
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
I would go Tyson Fury number 1. Deontay Wilder number 2.
Okay.
Ruiz number 3. Anthony Joshua number 4.
Okay.
That's how I would do it.
I think that when the history looks back on this, unfortunately, I think it's going to go Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Ruiz.
Yeah. Everybody dropped their stock on Wilder just because of the L's, but people got to remember that this is arguably the greatest heavyweight he lost to.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's literally his only L. Everybody else he's knocked out, and these weren't like just nobodies. Like he came out there and beat them and knocked them out like on top of it.
So, would you like to see out of the two fights that I set up for you, the Wilder and Fury, and then the Joshua versus Ruiz. Which two would you like to see win that to fight each other?
Personally, I would love to see Wilder beat Fury.
Okay.
I would love to see Wilder beat Fury.
I feel like if Wilder beats Fury, they got to fight again. You know what I mean? Now we got to do a fourth one.
It's happened before. We've seen people go 5 fights. But I'll watch it. If they did 5 fights, I'll watch them all. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I want Deontay Wilder to win that one, and I want Joshua to win against Ruiz because I want him to
get knocked out.
No. Not even like that. I just want him to prove me wrong. I want him to be like, I'm not overrated. I'm out here. I deserve a spot. I deserve to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I just want him to shut me up. Like, nah. You thought I was gonna win this. Yeah, I want him to do that. Because I really, on top of that, want to see him against Deontay Wilder. That was supposed to be the big fight, and I feel like if that had happened, Deontay Wilder would have knocked his head off. Is what it's looking like.
Okay, good.
No, I was gonna say he knocked down Tyson Fury twice the first time around.
Yeah,
and I feel like the second fight, here's what I'm gonna say. What he did, I'm not gonna say it was cheating. I don't know if you noticed this, but he used his weight to his advantage. He used his wide, big, fat self to his advantage. What he did was he rested his whole body on this man.
Yep. And
then got him he kept doing that and kept punching him in his ear, and it was slowing him down, and then he just took advantage of it. That's pretty much that's how I
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
So I can't say it's cheating, but I can say you came in with a game plan.
That's the same thing when people say the Conor versus Khabib thing, and they try to say like, well, Conor when he was defending the takedowns, he was pushing off his shorts. That's illegal. When he was trying to defend against the chokes, he was pulling on his gloves. That's illegal. Bitch, let me try to choke you, and let me see if you're not pulling on my gloves. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't really control what you're doing. You're getting choked.
Yeah, right. Like, you're over here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm grabbing anything I can to pull your hands off my neck. Like, but back to boxing, I do feel like those would be good fights. I feel like if those happen, like I think any of those 4 would be really good. Like,
yeah.
Mix up any of those 4 people, and it's gonna be okay, cool.
Yeah, but the ranking I got it at, where I had Fury, Wilder, Ruiz, Joshua, I have like that. I feel like that's who I got winning on each one. So if you put Tyson Fury versus Ruiz, I got Fury winning. I got, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got Joshua versus, that's how I got it going.
Okay, I'm with it. I think I want, personally, what I want and what I think are going to happen are 2 different things. I think Joshua's going to win a 3rd fight if he fights Ruiz. Yeah. I want Ruiz to win.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's crazy.
I think it'll go by decision.
Yep, exactly.
Joshua won by decision. So they can put him back in the spotlight so we can go up against.
So that we can have Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua in Wembley Stadium sold out.
Joshua losing.
Break the fucking attendance record.
Yeah, Joshua's losing if they do that fight.
But if they did that, I would want Deontay Wilder versus Ruiz. Why not?
I feel like Ruiz would lose.
He definitely would, but why not?
He's gonna come back out there and knock that man out.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. I would love to see them jumble up those fights like that. Because there's not really anybody else in heavyweight that I really, really would put up there with them that I can think of.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's them. They're the top. They're the 4 horsemen. Let's look at right. Let's look at the schedule for this upcoming week. We've got Saturday, September 12th in Las Vegas. You can watch it on ESPN Plus. We've got quite a few fights here. We got Thomas Wu versus Josh Silva, which is going to be a 4-round junior welterweight fight. Eric Puente versus a to be announced at 4 rounds as a lightweight. Manuel Flores versus Jonathan Rodriguez. We don't know how many rounds it'll be yet, but it will be a bantamweight fight. Angel Alejandro versus Jorge Ramos. Also no rounds discussed yet, but it'll be featherweight. Gennaro Gomez versus Anthony Mercado. 8 rounds for junior welterweights. Andrew Concio versus Saul Rodriguez, 10 rounds for the junior lightweights. Miguel Mariaga versus Joet Gonzalez, 10 rounds as the featherweight. And then this is going to be difficult, guys, so just bear with me here. Egidijus Kavaliauskas versus Michael Zuski.
You Greek?
I don't know what any of these fucking people are.
No, but
10 rounds.
Like
10 rounds at welterweight. And then that same night, Saturday, September 12th in London, ESPN Plus and BT Sport will both be broadcasting this. We've got Joshua Frankham versus a to-be-announced opponent. At 4 rounds at junior middleweight, we got Amin Jazambeb versus another to-be-announced opponent. 6 rounds of featherweight. Muhammad Bilal Ali versus another to-be-disclosed opponent. 4 rounds lightweight. We got Nathan Gorman versus Richard Lardy, an actual fight as announced. 10 rounds at heavyweight. We got Cedric Peynaud versus Ekau Usman. 10 rounds at welterweight. We got Mark Heffron versus Denzel Bentley. 10 rounds at middleweight. And then the main event is Anthony Yarde versus Dex Spellman. 10 rounds light heavyweight.
Okay.
That's a lot of people. It's also really weird to me that we are fucking 4 days away from that. Those cards, and there's some rounds aren't like, we don't know how long some fights are gonna be. We don't know what certain fights are gonna be. There's like, yeah, they're gonna fight. We don't know who yet, but somebody will fight.
Yeah, especially when you don't. Yeah, doing that training for nothing. You don't know who you're going up against. You don't know how to train against them. You just training.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I didn't know any of those names you said, by the way.
Not me either. Not one single person.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, they could be somebody that, you know, saying there's always a Floyd Mayweather out there. Another one. You never know.
Yeah, that's exactly. Before we get into MMA, let me talk to you guys for a second. Let me tell you about TriumphChairs.com. See, I know you guys are sitting at home. Everybody's working from home. We're all quarantined still, basically. You know what I mean? The world's basically shut down still. Sure, you're trying to sit there at your kitchen table, trying to do some work, trying to play some video games, maybe scroll on the computer. Maybe you're sitting in your kitchen chair right now listening to this show, and you're like, "Damn, my ass cheeks hurt." Well, I've got something for you. Go to www.triumphchairs.com. Pick out whichever one of their Cadillac chairs you want. Put it in the cart. Go to checkout. Put in the promo code T13. That is the letter T, the number 1, and the word 3 spelled out. And you're going to get 10% off your order. Just tell them Travvy sent you. All right. Let's get back into MMA now.
This is your favorite sport right here.
Yep. This is my world. I got shit for this one. I mean, I can talk boxing. I'm just not as knowledgeable. But start out with, we got some are there some tough decisions for Anthony Smith and Robbie Lawler in the future? Robbie Lawler is on a 4-fight losing streak, going 1-5 in his last 6. His last win was in July of 2016 with a unanimous decision against Donald Cerrone. And then Anthony Smith is on a 2-fight losing streak, going 2-3 in his last 5, and he's been dominated in the last 6 rounds of his career. So I know you saw those last 2 fights on the fight, not last Saturday, but Saturday before that.
Yeah, my internet was acting up, so I can only see the last 2 fights. The rest of them, like, there's a few I saw like 6 seconds of each.
I only saw these 2 fights too. So, but Neil Magny dominated Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, it was bad.
And Alexander Rakic dominated Anthony Smith. Like, I hate to say it. I don't want to say that their careers are over, but maybe their UFC careers are over.
You saying they're going to go to Bellator? Or
maybe.
Like that?
Robbie Lawler, yes. I feel like he should get cut for sure. He's 1-5 in his last 6 fights. Like, what? He should get cut, and he should definitely go to Bellator. Anthony Smith, I don't want to say cut him yet because he's only lost 2 in a row. And The issue is Anthony Smith is going to continue to fight, which if you release him from the UFC, that means he's going to go to Bellator or ONE, and then he's also going to lose his job as a commentator. He's going to lose his job as an ESPN analyst. Like, I don't want to see all that stuff happen, so maybe give him one more fight. But if he gets dominated again, you got to cut him.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. It's like Junior Dos Santos too. I think he's on a 7 or a 6 fight losing streak.
I knew he was going to lose that fight.
He's been knocked out every time.
If I remember correctly, I called them last few fights. If I remember correctly, I think I called them right.
Yeah, I'm just sick of seeing these guys hold on too long and get their ass kicked. We've got GSP is not sold on UFC wanting him to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. He doesn't believe the UFC will want to book him versus Khabib when the time is right. And he also GSP. He doesn't believe. GSP is saying, I want to fight Khabib. Khabib wants to fight me. UFC says they're going to book the fight, but are they really?
Yeah.
He says, I don't believe it. They don't want. GSP don't be talking shit, but the way I took the message, this is me inferring a message. This is what I heard him say, and not so many words. Not the same. Not like motherfuckers. Like Khabib be talking shit too. Yeah, but him and Khabib both be talking shit the same way. Like they don't really be talking shit, but they be talking shit. So what I feel like this is they're saying he's like, yeah, I want to fight him. Khabib says he wants to fight me. But does Dana really want me to come back and beat up his golden boy? Does Dana White want me to come back and show that I'm still the greatest of all time?
You think they're trying to protect him?
Protect Khabib? I think that's what. I don't know that they believe GSP will beat Khabib, but I think that they believe it enough to say, I don't want that to happen. Because here's the thing. If GSP comes back, and let's say it is at 155, even though, let me read that to you too. GSP says that he doubts his ability to get down to 155. Says Khabib is actually the bigger fighter. He's bigger than him naturally. And can control his weight better because he's younger than him. So he said, why not fight at 170 or 185? But if they decide to do the 155, because Khabib is dead set on, I'm a lightweight, you fight me at lightweight. I am the lightweight champion. This is where you fight. You want to fight me?
Middleweight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is where GSP's last fight was. He won the middleweight title, which is why UFC doesn't want him to, supposedly, I mean, this is a theory, wouldn't want him to come back and fight for a third title, because if he beats Khabib, he's just going to retire. It was even put into his last contract when he signed to fight Michael Bisping for the title that he had to defend the title if he won.
Yeah,
and he broke the contract.
Come back, beat the top guy, and leave.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just causes. It's Conor McGregor syndrome.
Yeah,
Conor went up. He beat Jose Aldo. He left. He beat who did he? Eddie Alvarez. He left.
Yeah, they don't like that.
No, and GSP is a big star, but he's not as big of a star as Conor.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is. I feel like the opposite of what he was saying, like how they're thinking they're trying to protect him. I think if anything, they don't want him to be in the top spot. That's why they put him up against Conor, because they wanted Conor to beat him to look good for Conor, because Conor's their golden boy. Conor McGregor's their golden boy.
Oh, for sure.
As long as it was for to this day, I don't understand why Chuck Liddell was their golden boy. I don't understand it. Looking back on it, he wasn't that
nasty knockouts.
I don't know. I still don't think so. But he was
back in the day. Boy. That was he was their Tyson.
Yeah, I still feel like I don't understand why he was their golden boy though. Like they had him, then they had I would say Anderson Silva was the next golden boy. Yeah, he was.
I'd say I don't think Anderson was ever solely the golden boy. I think him and GSP both.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I feel like, because I feel like at that time no one really knew. Everybody was like, "Oh, Anderson Silva's the GOAT," and then the next month GSP would fight. Oh, GSP's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like they're like, "Who's really the top guy right now?"
Then it was them. Then they tried to make Brock Lesnar the Golden Boy.
Brock Lesnar was the Golden Boy. Don't play. He
think
held all the pay-per-view records.
But he kept taking L's. Like that's the thing about him. Like he kept taking L's.
He only lost twice, 3 times. He lost his second fight of his career, and he lost the last 2.
Yeah, and how many fights he been in? Like 5?
I think he was in 7. But I mean, he went on a run. He beat Heath Herring. He beat Randy Couture. He beat Frank Mir. He beat Shane Carwin, and then he lost to. That's 4 fucking big ass main event fights. He lost to Cain Velasquez after that.
Cain Velasquez had that nigga running.
Yeah, Cain Velasquez is cold though.
Cain
Velasquez, if he could have stayed healthy, what?
Didn't he lose the Overeem?
He lost. That was his retirement. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he has a no contest with Mark Hunt.
Yeah, which he beat him. He dominated him the whole time. He cheated,
yeah.
but
yeah, I must say that man was juiced up. Was using that steroids to slam the nigga
but
around.
He said, y'all are just mad that I'm a jacked up white boy.
It's like, I'll be mad too if I got slammed around for God with steroids.
That's the vanilla gorilla.
I don't know. I feel like then it was Brock Lesnar. Then the next Golden Boy was John Jones.
For like half a second.
I wouldn't even say that. I think John Jones still considered a Golden Boy low key. And then
get the fuck out of here.
Then it was Ronda, Golden Girl.
I would say, all right, you know what? I would put somebody else in there that was never a champion and never was anything, but they relied on this person heavily.
No, I already know you about to say. No, he's not. He was never their Golden Boy. Yeah, Chael Sonnen was
the biggest arms in Westland, Oregon.
No, I don't think so. I think
he definitely was. Fight. They used to bring him to shows just to do press when he had no fight.
No, I don't think he was their Golden Boy. I think he could get people talking.
He also held, but it was him and Brock Lesnar held all the pay-per-view and attendance records.
Not John Jones?
No, John Jones can't draw.
You don't think so?
No, I know he can't. It's the same reason, the same thing that anytime you become dominant, you lose. People stop caring.
I feel you.
Because they're just like,
but at the same time, people want to see you lose too.
Yeah,
you got, like it's a Floyd Mayweather kind of thing. You go out there, you're undefeated. People pay money to see you get your ass beat, and then you.
But that's the thing is, John, for whatever reason, John can't get people to hate him.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. He's this fake humble.
Because I'm about to say because he's fake humble. That's why.
I hate it. I hate it.
And that's the thing. 2 of my goats are fake humble. John Jones and Michael Jordan. Those 2 are so fake.
Michael Jordan is. I fuck him too.
Michael Jordan is an asshole.
Yeah, he's a terrible human. What he is. And so is John Jones.
Asshole. I got stories on top of stories about him, but I love Michael Jordan.
You say that like you went to school with him.
No, but I've heard a lot of things. I've been doing my research on him, and that man's an asshole. But
Go ahead.
No,
you said Ronda Rousey, and then I'm assuming Connor's next.
Yeah, it was Connor, and then I feel like it's still Connor, and then John Jones because John Jones is still on and off. He's their Golden Boy whenever he shows up.
I disagree. I don't think John Jones. I think John Jones had his run for like a very, very small amount of time.
Well, when I say Golden Boy, I'm saying these are people they try to protect. They try to preserve their legacy.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, so I'm saying no matter what, even though John Jones can have a shaky fight, they'll still be like, well,
I'm looking at that fight. I'm looking at it as like top guys.
No, I'm saying
like their top draw and everything.
I'm throwing that 2 in there, but I'm saying, but that's who they're trying to make the top. I'm saying I'm saying they try to force Ronda Rousey down our throats. Like everything was Ronda Rousey this, Ronda Rousey that, even if she didn't do anything. Kind of like how NBA does with Don.
I think Khabib is in there now. I think after he beat Conor, they started pushing him. I mean, listen to how Dana White talks about him.
I mean, but the thing is, they have no choice. I feel like it's
that's the same thing with John Jones. They didn't want John Jones to be the best.
I think they did. I'll say it like this. I think Khabib was going through what Mighty Mouse went through, where Mighty Mouse was the champ. He was dominating his division. But the thing is, we just didn't care because he didn't sell himself.
Yeah.
He just go out there, beat your ass, and then leave. And we were just like, okay, look, well, Marty Mouse has broken his record now. We're like, fuck him. What's up with John Jones? But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what it was. And like, and I think Marty Mouse is cold. I put him in top 5, top 10.
He's
think
top
he's
5
good.
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely put him in there. I just think it was just the fact that he couldn't sell himself, and that's why he's not the golden boy. And I feel the same way about there's a few divisions like that where they got these top guys that nobody cares about. Like these lower level divisions like featherweight and bantamweight, nobody cares about those divisions. Even though
featherweight's hard right now.
No. I was saying I like those, but I like every division.
Yeah,
there was a point. There was a little section of heavyweight that I didn't. There's a little time where heavyweight was kind of weak.
Heavyweight's pretty competitive right now. Surprisingly.
Yeah, now it is. Before we had Ngannou and all them, it was kind of shaky.
I agree. You had Stefan Struve over here, fucking 8 feet tall for no reason. I would say the 2 people I would add to that list are, if they're not now, they're very close to being so. Israel Adesanya and Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, I would say Masvidal. They're trying to get him there. I think Israel is there right now. I would say
agree.
That. I do agree.
I agree.
He's there now. But I think with Masvidal, they're trying to get him there. I think he needs another big fight.
Yeah.
Before they do, and they're gonna hype him up for the vicious.
But would you rather see Khabib versus which weight class would you rather see Khabib versus GSP at?
Just whichever one makes him look good. I don't care. I just want to see the fight. That's how I am. Like if you come in looking great. And so you don't tire yourself out by the time the second round comes out, then it don't matter what weight class it is. Lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, any of them.
And then speaking of Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz 2 has been all but announced.
I'm so sick of the Diaz brothers. I hate the Diaz brothers.
We got Dana said on Tuesday after the Contender Series that what did he say? The BMF title will be on the line. And they're looking to do it in January at the first pay-per-view of next year as the main event.
I don't understand how you market somebody with double-digit losses. I don't understand that. Nate Diaz has 10 losses.
Doesn't Masvidal have like 14?
Does he?
I think so. I think that was the whole thing that everybody hated about the BMF title, is it was a bunch of journeyman fighters, is what they said. Yeah, he's 35-14.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And then Nate Diaz is...
Yeah, well, that shut me up. He's 35-14.
Yeah, and then Nate Diaz is 20-12. Yeah, they're journeymen, but they're entertaining because they're real.
Yeah.
I believe Nate Diaz will fight any motherfucker at any motherfucking time. Like,
no, he will, but I just don't understand.
That's all I care about. I don't think he's gonna be the world champion. Diaz is crazy though. Diaz is calling out Khabib.
Yeah, he would have lost.
Nate Diaz, recently, like as of 2 days ago.
No, I know. I'm saying he would lose bad. I think he would destroy.
Could you imagine that fight though? Because Khabib be talking all that shit in the cage. I don't know if you know that about him. But when he fights, he don't shut up. He's constantly talking. Like when he fought Michael Johnson for the title eliminator to decide who would go up and face who would fight for the title next, he was the whole time he was telling him, "Why don't you just quit? You know I deserve this. You know I'm better than you. I smash you. Why don't you quit? Why don't you quit?"
Before every punch.
Yeah, right. Like Herb Dean was like, I was sitting there watching this fight in the cage, like trying to do my job, and I was terrified. I was like, this man is just yelling at him the whole time he's punching him. Like,
yeah,
he was like, quit it. If you quit now, I won't hurt you anymore. Slam. Why aren't you quitting? Punch. But Nate Diaz is gonna be doing the same thing. He's gonna be beating Nate Diaz's ass. He's like, "Oh, that's all you got, motherfucker! Stockton, motherfucker!"
Yeah, he talks. Oh,
he's got
that ass. I don't like. I don't like the way Nate Diaz talks. I don't like it.
I love Nate Diaz. I hate you. How are you a fan of John Jones but not a fan of the Diaz brothers? Fuck off. He was like steroid cheats.
I don't like Brock Lesnar as a fighter.
Okay, so like I
So
said, that is
I'll be cheering for Masvidal in that fight, and then if Nate Diaz somehow gets the Khabib fight, I'll be cheering for Khabib. Not yeah, Khabib as well. I don't like the Diaz, but there's never been a time where I
there's
cheered
no way
for a
Nate
Diaz
Diaz wins.
fighter.
Or there's
So
no way
what?
Nate Diaz gets the Khabib fight. No way.
I mean, I feel like they'll give it to him. If they promote enough, they'll do it like they did Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen made me a believer too when he was fighting Anderson Silva. I mean, he made me think he was gonna come back and win.
Hey, he whooped his ass for 4.5 rounds.
I hate when you do this.
He did. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, I hate when you do this.
The first fight.
I already know what's coming next. I'm good.
He whooped his ass for 4.5 rounds, and then Anderson Silva wrapped his legs around his head for 3 seconds, and they called him the winner. In what fucking world?
I don't want you to do this right now. That's what I'm saying.
Oh shit! All right, so we got. Oh shit! Do we want to see this? Do we want to see the Nate Diaz versus Masvidal again?
I don't want to see Diaz fight at all. I don't. I don't like him. He is ass.
Shut the fuck up. Nate Diaz is a good fighter.
Nate Diaz is awful. I don't understand how he gets title fights. I don't.
You're wild. Get the fuck out of here. You are crazy. All right, so Usman versus Burns. So Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns at UFC 256. They were originally supposed to fight in July before Burns contracted COVID-19. Are we excited about this?
Oh, wait, say names again.
Kamaru Usman.
Okay.
And Gilbert Burns.
That would be a good fight.
They also train together, so like they're partners.
They're going to be looking over each other while they're practicing.
Well, Usman left. Usman left the gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he left. They were supposed to fight the same card that Usman ended up fighting Masvidal. It was originally supposed to be Burns, and for that fight, Usman left the gym because he didn't want to train with the guy he's supposed to fight. But you know what? Speaking of that, real quick, I just want to throw this out there because this just reminded me of that. Rosenstrike and Junior Dos Santos are also in the same gym.
Okay.
And obviously they just fought each other.
Yeah.
In preparation for that fight, Junior Dos Santos, on multiple occasions, asked Rosenstrike if he wanted to spar with him.
For their fight?
Yes.
It's like, no, I'm not going to let you see my secrets.
That's
like,
hilarious to me, though. I can just see JDS over here just like, come on, man. Just do one round with me. Come on, man.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna do that with you.
I loved it. I was like, bro, that's great. That's the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm gonna wait, beat your ass in public like I did.
So I'm with it. I think Usman's gonna win. I think Usman's gonna be in the.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I don't know who's gonna beat Usman, to be honest with you. I think the only person in that, everybody's gonna hate me for it. I think the only person that has a chance right now is Covington.
You're giving Covington too much credit right now.
He hung in there once again for 4.5 rounds.
Covington will get his jaw broken again.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Covington is very. He is another Chael Sonnen. That's exactly what he is. I'm glad
he's lost 2 fights in his career.
He's another Chael Sonnen. If he goes up against him, he's going to lose. I'm calling right now. He's going to lose if he goes.
Anyway, I'm done with you.
He's going to lose.
We're going. Where does this leave Neon? Where does this leave number 3 Leon Edwards? Because we have the champion Kamaru Usman versus number 1 ranked Gilbert Burns. Then we got number 2 Colby Covington versus number 5 Tyron Woodley, and then number 4 Jorge Masvidal versus number 13 Nate Diaz. I broke down some options for us here. So here's what I'm saying. For Leon, there's only 3 options technically.
Okay.
Fight down, so fight lower in the weight class. switch divisions, or make a huge call out and hope it works. So if he decides to stay at welterweight, I think that I gave you 3 people in each category, basically. So if he stayed at welterweight, I think he could fight Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy. I think that'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
They're both stand-up fighters. Michael Chiesa, that would be a styles makes fights kind of thing, because Michael Chiesa likes to take you down and grind you out and then submit you, which is obviously not what Leon Edwards wants to do. He wants to stand up and bang. And then this one's different. This one is the one I'm leaning the most towards wanting to see. Leon Edwards versus Neil Magny.
Now, what I personally think he should just wait. You're number
Just
3.
wait?
You're number 3 in your division. You're good. Let these guys lay each other out, and then you go in there and get your spot.
I'm with you.
I don't think he's gonna win the title though. But I mean,
his last loss was to Usman.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win the title, but I mean, just wait. I feel like just wait it out. You're number 3. It's not like you're number 13 or something like that where you have to just keep going nuts. You just gotta just wait your turn. For real.
I'm with it. I'm with you. But just for fun, let's look at the rest of the options here.
Well, I would say in this situation, I was going to answer that too. But in this situation, I would say stay in your division.
Okay.
Make the call out. Get a name for yourself.
Okay.
Like I mean, you already got a name for number 3, but I'm saying like really get some traction going. Just really talk some shit to somebody.
So since you said the call out, I'll tell you the 3 names I got on here.
Okay.
Dan Hardy, who's looking to come back. It's an unranked fighter that you don't have to. It's not like a person that you need to worry about, but has a name to him. Conor McGregor. I don't think you'll get that fight.
No.
And then let me go through the other 2 things, because this next one is going to roll into the next subject. So I'll do the last call out in just a second. But if he decided he wanted to move up in weight to middleweight, I think he could fight number 6, Darren Till, number 5, Yoel Romero, or number 8, Kelvin Gastelum. I don't recommend fighting Yoel Romero. That man is way too big for you. But I think it would be a fight that is potentially could win and would make your stock go way higher.
Yeah.
And then if you decide to drop down, you could fight Dan Hooker at number 5, which would be a killer fucking fight. Like, they both just want to stand and fight. Like, it'd be great. Number 10, Kevin Lee. I'm a big Kevin Lee fan. I think Kevin Lee's got a style that's similar to GSP. He just doesn't know how to use it yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, he's got all the skills.
He just hasn't mastered it yet.
Yeah, he hasn't figured it all out, how to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Or number 12, Islam Makhachev, which is it's one of those bet on yourself kind of fights. Because on paper, you should win that fight. You're ranked number 3 in your division. He's ranked number 12 in his, but he's also a monster that drags people to the ground and beats the fuck out of them.
Okay.
So it's like can you beat him? But the final call out, the one and only, the pride of Stockton, Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, manager. He sent Nick Diaz's manager sent a video of Nick Diaz to Ariel Helwani of him posing. He is weighing in right now at 165. He went on a 14-week weight cut diet and training regimen to test to see if he can still do it. It's the first time in 5 years. It's been 6 years since he last fought. He fought Anderson Silva. He's eyeing a early 2021 return to 170. So same thing here. I'm gonna list off some potential opponents. You tell me if you would want to see it. I know you don't want to see Nick Diaz fight ever again, but fuck that.
No, it's 20 and 12.
You said what?
It's 20 and 12.
That's Nick Diaz? No, not Nate. Nick.
Oh, Nick. I think he said Nate.
No, yeah, I don't know what Nick is. What the fuck is going on here?
No, Nick's even worse, probably.
Is it? We're about to find out. I'm looking it up. I can't believe all this disparaging remarks about fucking the Diaz brothers. He's 26-9.
26-9?
Yeah.
But he's the better one.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even debated at this point. I like Nate better, but Nick has always been seen as the better Diaz. All right, so number 1, Jorge Masvidal. Would you want to watch? Would you watch it? And who do you
But
think wins?
Nate Diaz versus
Nick
Jorge Masvidal.
Diaz. Nick
Nick.
Diaz. Yeah.
Even though Masvidal has 14 L's, which I don't like, I didn't know he had that many L's. I just made him drop in my stock as well.
Yeah, he's a journeyman.
I would probably put him. I'll give him the dub.
Masvidal.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Leon Edwards?
I would go towards Nick Diaz.
Okay. Colby Covington.
Kobe Covington.
Yeah, I think so too. Conor McGregor.
Against Nick?
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be honestly, it might be a knockout.
I agree.
Yeah.
Damian Maia.
That's an awful fight.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a ground classic.
It's gonna be a ground fight, and I hate ground fights.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I like the intricacies of the ground game, so I'd be excited over there.
Damian Maia would lose.
I think so too, because usually when you have two people that are so good on the ground, it becomes a stand-up fight, and Nick Diaz is head and shoulders above Damian Maia in a striking fight.
Yeah. I would get up to Nick.
Showtime, Anthony Pettis.
He kind of fell off too. I would say, I don't know. I'll probably give the Pettis edging it.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a definitive dub. It'd just be like, oh, he barely eked his way out of this win.
What about a rematch with Robbie Lawler?
Robbie Lawler will probably win.
You think so?
He'll probably
Nick
win.
Diaz beat him before.
Even though it's I don't know. Robbie Lawler fell off so bad. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Robbie Lawler. I think Robbie Lawler would probably knock him out, if anything.
Wonder Boy Stephen Thompson.
Stephen Thompson.
Okay. And lastly, Dan Hardy.
Ugh. That's a nasty fight too.
That would be a banger of a fight because they're both just going to come forward and swing.
I don't know. That's a nasty fight. I'll probably give it to Nick Diaz though.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I give it to Nick. Even though that's an awful fight to me. I feel like, oh.
You remember me telling you? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wouldn't watch it live. Probably if that was the main event,
I would.
I'd probably just skip out on it and be like, watch the highlights later on. I wouldn't care about that
one. You remember me telling you about Hamza Chimaev? I don't know how to say his last name, but the Russian Swedish guy that won 2 fights in 10 days with UFC.
Yeah.
Well, Dana White has announced that he has been booked twice.
He's working him.
That he announced 2 fights for this man. How does that happen? What if he loses?
Lose either one of them?
Yeah, no. What if he loses the first fight? What if he gets fucking dominated?
It'll still be a warrior mentality kind of thing. They'd be like, well, he just set up his next 2 fights, so we would just respect him even more. We wouldn't even be mad that he took the L. We'd just be like, bro, he got 2 fights coming. Like, he could just be like, I was so focused on the second guy that I didn't really think about the first guy. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of excuses coming that way. But honestly, I respect it. You got to get your next 2 fights lined up.
He's got Gerald Meerschaert. I don't know if I said that last name right, but and then Damian Maia. Now, here's the next question. Is it disrespectful to Gerald Meerschaert that the UFC booked this man in another fight after your fight with him? Does that make you you feel like the UFC is looking at you as a stepping stone?
I was gonna say like a placeholder, yeah, like you're pretty much a placeholder. But I don't think it's disrespectful. I just think they're trying to build this thing where I don't want to say make him a golden boy, but make him a contender.
I'm with you.
Make him a top contender.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. They try to pay him as this tough guy. The fact he's able to take all these fights back to back, you know what I'm saying, or get all his fights scheduled, ready to go no matter what. Yeah. I can see it happen.
Gerald Meerschaert is not ranked at all, but Damian Maia is ranked number 7. So he's going to go from fighting unranked fighters to fighting in the top 10.
I tell you, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to paint him as this scary guy.
Yep.
They got him doing that. So if he wins, he will get that probably number 6 spot.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Now we got Betch Correa is retiring in December. She's scheduled to face Wu Yanan December 5th, 2020. Her career highlights include wins over Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Jessica Ai, and a title fight against Ronda Rousey. She's 11-5-1 professionally, 2-5-1 in her last 8. So shout out to Betch Correa. It's a good career. She was nothing special, but she did what she got a bunch of good wins.
Yeah, she did.
Made some money. So I'm with it.
She was trash or nothing. She came out there. She did what she supposed to do.
She's got more wins, twice as many wins as she does losses. So I'm with it.
How many L's does she have?
5. She's 11-5-1.
Okay, it's not bad.
It's not. Yeah, she's average. And also though in women's MMA, especially for she fought 3 of the. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. She beat Jessamine Duke and then beat Shayna Baszler and then fought Ronda Rousey in succession. 1, 2, 3. Those were her fights. Yeah, I already know that the UFC was over here fucking calling her ass the 4 horsewoman killer.
Yeah,
over here fighting. She fought 2 of them and knocked them out. Now she got to fight fucking Ronda Rousey, and then Ronda Rousey comes out here and beats her ass in 30 seconds. Knocks her out standing.
Yeah, the resume is good. Like I said, that's another thing too. Just take account of your legacy is your resume. On top of that, and the fact that you can say, I fought this person, I fought Ronda Rousey, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think you did a good job, in my opinion. Even though you got washed by Ronda Rousey, but you did a good job. Because you came up in that era when the women were first starting, so it wasn't really a great division when it first started. But now it's there. So you were there to lead us in the right track.
Agreed. I will say she's only won 2 fights in the last 6 years. So that's rough. She's taken 5 losses and a draw in that amount of time as well.
So she took RLs recently. So that's not bad then. If you so was she 11-1 then? Before she took the
no, she was 9-0 before she fought Ronda Rousey. She lost to Ronda Rousey, lost to Raquel Pennington, beat Jessica Ai, had a draw with Marion Renault, lost to Holly Holm, lost to Irene Aldana, beat Sijara Eubanks. That's a good win too. And then lost to Pani Kianzad. Don't know who that is, but
okay.
But if we're looking at this, Holly Holm, Raquel Pennington, and Ronda Rousey, those are big names. It's not like those are pushovers. But Alistair Overeem says he's open to rematch with Rosenstrike, says I schooled him. Overeem lost to Rosenstrike by knockout with 4 seconds left in the fight. Overeem is 4-1 in last 5. And Rosenstrike is 10-1 professionally. So how do you feel about this? It's the same thing that with Derek Lewis and the Russian dude. Alistair Overeem beat him for 4 rounds and 4 minutes and 56 seconds, and got knocked out with 4 seconds on the clock. The ref, it was a TKO. It wasn't a clean knockout, and the ref called it off with basically nothing left, no time left. Should the ref have just let the 4 seconds expire?
Yeah, he might as well. If it's only 4 seconds, you knock him out in those 4 seconds, then we can say, he took it. But if it's like, nah,
if it's a TKO stoppage,
yeah, if he's still fighting, whatever, then it's just like, okay, well, you laid me out the last round, but I got you for 4 rounds straight.
Exactly. That's why he said he has no problem fighting him. He said he'll beat him again because he feels like he beat him already.
Okay. Yeah. That's. I can't say his name. Alistair Overeem is another person I think is overrated as well.
You think he is overrated?
Yeah. I think he's overrated as well.
What?
Yeah.
You're wild. I'm done talking to you.
He takes a lot of mean L's.
He fights the best in the world.
He does. He has a great resume, but I just feel like he takes a lot of mean L's.
How many losses does he have? Oh, he does have a lot of losses. He's 47 wins and 18 losses with 1 no contest. Who are his losses to? Rosenstrike, Curtis Blades, Francis Ngannou, Stipe Miocic. So the top 5
okay.
of heavyweights. Ben Rothwell. This was in 2014. Travis Brown, killer. Antonio Silva. That one's
You saying Travis Brown is a killer?
Travis Brown was a killer in 2014.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bitch. 2013 actually. So yeah, he was a killer at that time. And then he has a lot of losses back in the day. Lost to Shogun, lost to Big Nog. I think that's Big Nog. I can't tell.
They both have the same name.
Yeah, the exact same name. Wait. That's Lil Nog that he lost to. Lost to Shogun again. Lost to Fabricio Verdum. This one is this Lil Nog?
You must say they both have the same exact name.
Yeah.
So
Lil Nog again. He's lost to Lil Nog twice. He lost to Chuck Liddell. He does have a lot of losses. I ain't gonna lie. But he's still a GOAT. I mean, like, he's top 50. Top 100. I don't know if I'd say top 50.
He says top 100. So that's why I can't put him in that conversation. If you're top 100.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying that I don't think anybody's looking at him like, oh, he's the greatest of all time. But, like, I wouldn't say he's overrated. I think he's
career.
Yeah, I think he's adequately rated.
Okay. See, I thought he was overrated, in my opinion.
All right, next up, we've got Brian Ortega versus the Korean Zombie. Originally scheduled for December of 2019, but Ortega pulled out. We are now scheduled for October 17th. This one, I'm excited for this one because I don't know if you know about you know about the Korean Zombie. You know who Brian Ortega is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In March, they both attended Brian Ortega and the Korean Zombie attended a UFC event. The Korean Zombie was there with his translator, Jay Park. This show went on pretty much the whole time. Got about halfway through the show. Korean Zombie got up to go to the bathroom. Brian Ortega took that time to go over to the translator and slap him in the face.
He's tripping.
Like, what the fuck? And said that he was talking shit. He mistranslated for the Korean Zombie. The Korean Zombie didn't say that. The trash talk. Jay Park was just trying to start things. And he said, "Welcome to the fight game."
Yeah.
So now Korean Zombie wants to kill him.
Let him fight Jake Park, man. Says
nah,
he
fuck that.
Out of this fight, I got Korean Zombie losing.
Oh no, fuck that. Korean Zombie's gonna kill that man.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. He's you already know how violent the Korean Zombie is. And now they made it personal.
We can bet a nickel on the fight.
I bet you a nickel. I owe you a nickel, double or nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you already owe me.
I'll give you a dime or you give me nothing.
All right.
What fight was that? Was that the Junior Dos Santos fight that we bet a nickel on?
Yeah, I told you he's gonna
lose. So the Brazilian MMA promotion XFC was bought and has U.S. ownership now, and they landed an NBC Sports deal. So all events will be shown live. Shows will be split into 3 series, which I really like this right here. You got Young Guns for the up-and-coming talent. You got a tournament series, which is going to be a bracket format that will crown all their champions. And then you have super fights to pit their top talent against one another. NBCSN will air the first event of the deal, XFC 43 on Veterans Day, November 11th, with the final 2 hours of the card set to be shown live beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. I really like the having the up-and-comers, the tournament styles, how you determine your champions. I like that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what UFC did when they first came out.
Yeah, no, but they just don't do it now. That's
Yeah. I mean, but they don't have to worry about that anymore because they just keep fighting and stuff for the title.
But I think that makes this group of people, or this not group of people, this promotion, pretty, what's the word? Unique.
Yeah.
And then finally, our last topic of the MMA segment, we've got Michael Chandler enters free agency. So he is the current reigning, not defending because he's in a different company or open to go to other companies, lightweight champion for Bellator. So out of the 4 main MMA promotions, I gave up a few, or I looked up a few good fights for him in each one. We got number 1, obviously the best fight overall is for him to jump to UFC and face the lightweight champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't think he will, though.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
He might jump to UFC, but I don't think he'll fight Khabib.
Khabib.
I think Khabib beats him.
Yeah, of course.
Then we got Justin Gaethje. I think Justin Gaethje beats him.
I don't really know so much about Gaethje. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You say you don't know enough about him?
Yeah.
He likes to stand and bang. He's got a technical brawler style, but also he is a national champion amateur wrestler, so he can wrestle too. But he prefers not to wrestle. He would rather stand up and fight you.
That's good, but
I think Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler have they're the closest out of these 3 fights. The next one's Conor McGregor. I think Conor beats Michael Chandler.
Yeah,
I think he pieces him up.
Yeah, I'm going Chandler winning against Gaethje, and then I'm going Conor against Chandler, or Conor winning against Chandler.
Then we got, if he stays in Bellator, a fight with Patricio Pitbull Freire. I don't know if I said that last name right. I'm sure I did not. I'm still saying Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler knows he's the big fish in the small pond with Bellator.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I gotta watch Bellator. I haven't watched any people up and coming on Bellator. I've only watched the old legends on there.
Same. It's just I think he needs to leave Bellator. I think he needs to go to UFC. I think he's earned his spot to go to the UFC. I don't think he should jump to the top of the card. I think he should start in that 6, 7, 8 range.
Okay.
And then go from there. Let him win a fight like they did with Ben Askren. Because Ben Askren was cold, bro. Then he came to the UFC. And we realized he wasn't that good. I'm not taking that 5 second. Fuck that shit. 5 seconds that could have happened to anybody. That knee would have knocked a horse out.
When somebody runs at you full speed, you just duck.
Well, he's going for a takedown.
Was he? That's what he was trying to do?
He was going for a takedown. No, he went for a takedown and he timed it perfectly with his. That was Masvidal was just a genius. But my problem with this is Robbie Lawler beat him, in my opinion, or it should have been stopped, but he didn't. They didn't stop it, and then Robbie got robbed. No pun intended. Then he obviously lost to Masvidal, and then he lost to Damian Maia. So he went from undefeated to not really even having a shaky fight on his record to having 1 shaky fight and 2 losses in the 3 fights that he was in the UFC.
And this is Gaethje?
No, this is Askren. Ben Askren.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Uh, Justin Gaethje has fought 7 times, I think, in the UFC, and he has something like 9 or 10 Performance of the Night awards. He has more awards than he has fights.
I was gonna say that's weird.
Because he'll get fight of the night, he'll get knockout of the night, like he'll get all that shit, bro. That's what he does. He walks up to you and he fights you. That's it.
Yeah, I'll go Ben Askren winning.
Okay. We got one championship. We got Eddie Alvarez versus Michael Chandler. They've fought each other once or twice already. Eddie Alvarez won once. Michael Chandler won once. This would be a trilogy fight. I'm going Michael Chandler. I think Eddie Alvarez is washed.
I'm going Eddie Alvarez for that one.
Okay. And then we got Natan Schultz with the Professional Fighter League. I think that he would beat Michael Chandler. I think he's an up-and-comer that's too nasty.
I gotta watch him. I don't really know so much about him either.
Now let's go over the schedule for this coming week for MMA. We've got Friday, September 11th from the Mohegan Sun Arena. We've got Bellator 245, Davis versus Machida 2. So we got Phil Davis versus Lyoto Machida, or light heavyweight. We also have Kat Zingano versus Gabby Holloway at featherweight, Ed Ruth versus Taylor Johnson at middleweight, and then Raymond Daniels versus Peter Stanonik at welterweight. Then Saturday, September 12th, also from the Mohegan Sun Arena, we've got Bellator 246. We've got Archuleta versus Mix. So it's Juan Archuleta versus Patchy Mix. It's a bantamweight title fight. Then we've got John Fitch versus Neiman Gracie at welterweight. Liz Carmouche versus Deanna Bennett at flyweight. And Derek Campos versus Kiani Diggs at lightweight. I'm not going to lie, for Bellator cards, these aren't bad.
I recognize a few of those names. We'll say some of them are good names. So yeah. I'd watch it.
I'm not mad at it. But the thing is, the Saturday card is actually, I think the Saturday card starts at 4 p.m. so they don't go head to head with UFC. But UFC is also live on Saturday, September 12th from Las Vegas at the UFC Apex. We've got UFC Fight Night, Watterson versus Hill. We got the Karate Hottie Michelle Watterson versus Angela Overkill Hill at strawweight. We got Ottoman Azaitar versus Kama Worthy at lightweight. Roxanne Matafari versus Andrea Lee at flyweight. Ed Herman versus Mike Rodriguez at light heavyweight. And Billy Quarantillo versus Kyle Nelson at featherweight. I'd say Bellator has a better fight card.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bellator. They trying to do a little something with their card.
Yeah, that's I would rather, if I had to choose between the Bellator card or the UFC one, the only fight I'd be sad about missing is the main event for UFC, because I'm a big Karate Hottie and Angela Hill fan. I like them both. I wish they'd stop giving me these fucking putting Karate Hottie in these fights that I want to see her win, but I also want to see her lose, because they did that same shit when she fought Joanna.
I forgot about that. I think Karate Hottie's good though.
She's just not
the coldest.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I think in that division, it's very much like you've got like most of the people, right? They're all in this general vicinity. And then you've got Zhang Weili, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and Rose Namajunas. Like, I feel like they're just that much higher. You following me?
Yeah.
All right. By the way, Kenny, go ahead.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I need to pay more attention to the women's division.
Yeah,
I really do, because I'm really trying to think. There's a few names I'm trying to like. It's like I'm drawing a blank on. That's what I'm just like. I don't know. So I have to sit there and really pay attention.
I feel you. I don't know a ton of the women's division fighters, but the ones I do know are chef's kiss.
That's why I'm just like I'm trying to know them all, but I don't. It's just that kind of thing.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. So, Kenny, tell them where else they can find you. What else can they watch you on?
On T13media.com, you will see the Bad Guys Spoken podcast. You can also find me on YouTube You can find me on any social media at Bad Guy Spoken. So at Bad Guy
Hey,
Spoken, you'll see us.
tell him
Hey,
what the Bad Guy Spoken is. What the
the Bad Guy
podcast is.
Spoken is the greatest podcast ever. If you ever want to see, us talk about unpopular opinions, we talk about stuff that's gonna piss you off. So it's a no holds barred podcast. We do what we want. We say we want, and you will like
Ooh, I
it.
hate that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
We got pro wrestling now.
Okay.
So we got the Impact Bound for Glory card. This is the rumored card. This isn't official or nothing. So don't nobody be getting angry if these aren't the right fucking matches. It's just a fucking rumor. We've got Eric Young versus Rich Swann for the Impact World Title, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that's nasty. I don't like that at all.
What's nasty about it? Eric Young or Rich Swann? Or
Both of them.
I like Rich Swann.
He beats his women.
What do you mean he beats his women?
That's why UFC WWE released him because he had domestic violence charges pressed against him from Sue Young, who is his wife.
Did
He beat
not
the
know
fuck
that.
out of her, and that's why he got released. Fuck
Did
him.
not know that.
Fuck him and fuck Eric Young. Eric
Why
Young
fuck
been
Eric
around
Young?
because Eric Young been around since fucking 1997, and he still ain't got over.
I mean, he can't help that. They're trying to put him over.
Yeah, they keep trying.
TNA's doing it. WWE just didn't.
Fuck him.
They put him in a
Canada
faction.
looking ass.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them both.
I like that match. I like that match as an opener or as like a middle of the road match. But for your world fucking title,
it's because they're trying to put Eric Young over, and I feel like
he's like 50, bro.
The thing about Eric Young is his voice. That's the only thing I can't get past.
He's got like he sounds like a duck.
Sounds like a duck.
Yeah, like he's got like a raspy, like kind of like
yeah.
I don't know. Really he sounds like Donald Duck, bro.
He's like,
yep.
That down south, but he's Canadian. It's just weird.
I hate it. Next up, we've got Ken Shamrock versus Eddie Edwards.
I'm not a fan of that match. You talk about nasty. That's the nasty one.
They're both nasty. I'm not a fan of any of this. We've got the Impact Tag Team title match. It's going to be a fatal four-way between Motor City Machine Guns, the Good Brothers, the North, and then Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
Who's in the North?
I don't know. Let's find out. The North Impact.
So I know the Good Brothers.
It is.
I don't really know Ace Austin's partner like that, but I like Ace Austin. Ace Austin's cool. I was trying to put someone.
Sawyer Fulton was in WB Insanity. But it's Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. Ethan Page is good.
I had to look him up. Okay. Yeah, they're okay. I know you're talking about. I didn't know the name, but yeah, I've seen the highlights.
Did you see that one of the I think we talked about this off air one time, but one of the Motor City Machine Guns wanted to go. Which one is in this Time Splitters with Kushida?
That's
Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
So Alex Shelley wanted to go currently as he's holding Impact's tag team titles because he's not signed to a contract with Impact. He's just doing appearance deals. He wanted to go to NXT and team with Kushida as the Time Splitters to win the NXT titles against Breezango.
But okay, that's the thing though. With Alex Shelley, he does that a lot. He doesn't just stick to one brand. He'll jump over. Like he's always in Japan wrestling and winning titles over there, even though he was still in TNA.
That's
like,
wild.
He does. He just does this. Like, that's why he was one of my favorites.
Him actually winning the NXT titles while he's also Impact champion. WWE don't play that shit.
Yeah, he'd be the GOAT.
Also, Kushida also said that Tyler Breeze and Fandango is the best tag team he's ever wrestled against.
Who said that?
What dude? I was just talking about Alex Shelley.
Then that okay.
He said that they're up there with who did he put him up there? Briscoes,
The Briscoes are
Fucking
cold.
Beer Money. There was another one too. Young Bucks. He said, but they're the best tag team he's ever faced.
Mm.
He
Maybe
said they
because
get it.
they would have been like going on professional level, but that I've ever seen do it. Mostly Machine Guns are the number one tag team when it
Well,
comes to
he
chemistry.
can't say that he's the best. He's saying the best that he's ever wrestled. He's never
No,
wrestled.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like they're number one, and I'd probably put for chemistry wise, I'd put the Young Bucks in there for
I don't really,
chemistry. But
I don't really fuck with the Young Bucks, but I'm not mad at it. I get
yeah,
why
those
they're
two,
so popular.
yeah, they be killing it when they get in the ring. Generation Me.
All right. We also got the Impact Knockouts title. Deonna Purrazzo versus Kylie Ray.
Is Kylie Ray that like really chipper chick?
Yep, Smiley Kylie.
Yeah, I don't like it.
She also was in AEW and then asked for her release and then immediately signed with Impact.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird. What a weird thing to do.
Because then AEW cut like a whole bunch of females at the same time.
No, they've only cut 2 people so far, and it was one girl and one guy.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
But this girl, Kylie, asked to be released. She was like, I don't want to work here anymore. Let me go. It was right after. It was before their TV deal even started. She was signed with them for like 2 months.
She must have saw something she didn't like.
Yeah, that's what I agree. Then we've got an X Division 6-way match for the X Division title. No competitors have been announced for that yet. And then we've got the Call Your Shot Rumble, which is kind of cool. It's like the Royal Rumble mixed with the Money in the Bank. So anybody can show up. Any person in any division can join the match.
For the X Division?
No, this is for any division.
No. Oh, okay. So wait, who's in the 6-way X Division one though?
They haven't announced it yet.
Oh, okay. That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Call Your Shot Rumble. Anybody can be in it. The winner can take at any point in time can cash in on any single champion.
Okay.
So it's like Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
It's like the X Division, like the Ultimate X shit.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Or the Feast or Fired. I love the Feast or Fired. That was a good bit.
Yeah, it was. Because I remember they fired Christopher Daniels and he came back as Curry Man. That was the ugly shit. So, I was about to say something. Never mind. Go ahead. I lost some stuff.
We got Alexa Bliss has a podcast now. It's gonna start September 22nd. It's they're gonna discuss all the uncool moments from her guests' lives. It's basically a comedy show. Wait,
the uncool moments from the guests?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll listen to it.
The show is called Uncool. Then we've got Renee Young is out of the WWE. She's put her 2 weeks notice in. SummerSlam was her last hurrah with them. She said she's open to working with AEW, but she can't compete for another year. That's part of her contract with WWE that she can't join another. Yeah, she can't do anything for a year after she's leaves them. Just crazy. I mean, even wrestlers only have 90 days.
Yeah.
It's crazy that she has fucking a year. But she said she wants a Megan O'Leary type deal or type role with whatever company she goes to. She said, I mean, she feels like wasting. She's been doing this wrestling thing for about 10 years now. She spent 8 with WWE and then she spent 2 on a Canadian talk show, basically doing what we're doing right now. She said it'd be a waste of time for her to go somewhere else and not be in wrestling. Which means to me tells me that in a year we're going to see Renee Young on AEW. Like, it just is what it is. She's married to Jon Moxley. He's on AEW.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, she wouldn't leave WWE to go to Ring of Honor or New Japan or Impact.
So she just put in her 2 weeks. Like,
she's done now. She's officially out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. I can definitely see her going to AEW. Especially you said she's married to John Moxley, so it only makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I feel like they were just getting sick of the conflict of interest in their homes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
then we've got what's the deal with Retribution? Have you seen anything? You know what Retribution is, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they go
People,
ahead.
me, I still haven't watched a regular WWE show
I
in
feel you.
forever. I've only watched the pay-per-view, so I can't say. So what I know is when the pay-per-view comes out is what I know. So all the stuff that last thing I saw was Payback
Okay.
because I
And they
had to
didn't do anything
watch.
on Payback.
So what?
Retribution didn't do anything on Payback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like that's the last thing I watched, and they didn't do anything there. So it was like they showed a little bit of Retribution on what's one before that. That was
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one I watched before that because I ended up just watching them all back to back that one night when I was like I literally
Yeah.
watched them all back to back because I had missed the last 3 pay-per-views, so I watched them all. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope, like you said, CM Punk is in there because I was watching CM Punk highlights the other day, and I was just like, we need him back. Like
Well,
we definitely need him back.
they finally have a logo. It's a kind of like a spray paint, like kind of like NWO logo, to be honest with you. This says Retribution. And then they did it. They finally spoke to cut a promo. Their voices were like disguised using like the modulator things.
I like that. Okay.
And basically what they said, for like long story short, is that WWE threw them aside and made them fend for themselves and blah 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 blah. Nothing's ever changed. And they're here to make it right.
So
I really hope it is CM Punk, but
just that would be crazy if they did that. Had CM Punk got a whole bunch of ex WWE wrestlers like Colt Cabana. He always talks about Colt Cabana, and so I had someone like him, and or it could just be all the people he just fired recently.
that's why I think it is going to be those guys coming back. Also, I don't think Colt Cabana is going to come with CM Punk because they hate each other now.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was watching.
And Colt Cabana is on AEW now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, trash.
But yeah, that would be cool to see CM Punk come back. I would love that. I would probably mark out if I could see that. Because
I would love it.
Yeah, if he comes back in a pay-per-view, takes that mask off, or not even that, he could just roll his sleeves up and you just see the hands.
Yeah,
that's all we would need. Just something like that. It would just be like
he'd just be wearing black gloves and you can take the gloves off. You can see his hands are taped with the X's.
Yeah, I would go nuts. I would go crazy.
I would too. I'd cry. I'd be wet.
Said I would cry. Yeah, that's what we need.
Big E and Sasha Banks were both written off of TV this week with injuries.
Why were they written off in the first place? They messed up the wellness policy or something?
No, I think I'll tell you what. So Sasha Banks and Bayley were defending trying to regain their tag titles. They ended up losing again. And Bayley snapped and beat the fuck out of Sasha Banks, like beat the fuck out of her.
Okay.
Did the thing where she put Sasha's head in the chair and then jumped off the top rope and stomped it on her throat.
So this happened on a regular night?
Yeah, this on SmackDown.
Okay.
Just went fucking crazy on her. So that obviously sets that up. And then Big E was supposed to be a fatal 4-way between Matt Riddle, Baron Corbin, Sheamus, and Big E. And the winner was going to face Roman Reigns at Clash of Champions for the title.
Okay.
Then Big E got attacked and he's out of the picture. So Jey Uso took Big E's spot and actually won the match. So Jey Uso is going to get a fucking world title match.
And now Jimmy, just Jey.
Which is hilarious to me.
They could do something where they switch them out, like do a Basham Brothers kind of style thing.
Yeah.
Well, them too. Bella Twins, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And cheat. So I can see it working.
I think that they're gonna. it's going to be a swerve, and the Usos are going to join Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman.
Mm.
They're going to be bad guys. But the reason I think they were both written off TV is I think those are your Royal Rumble winners. I think they're going to stay. They're going to stay off TV, and they're going to make surprise returns for the Royal Rumble and win the matches. Sets up Sasha versus Bayley, and then Big E versus whomever, probably Roman Reigns.
So you thinking they're going to make Big E a serious singles competitor?
Yeah, that's been the rumor for a while since New Day, since Xavier Woods and Kofi are both hurt.
Yeah.
They're like, it's time for Big E to shine.
Especially as how big he is, too. He's supposed to have been a top guy. And when he was NXT, he was like a promising fighter.
Yeah, for sure. He needed 3 is not enough. He needs 5. He'd pin people for a 5 count. That's nasty.
Yeah, I think honestly, what they could do, they could do that, or they could make him go evil and turn on the New Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I mean, he just goes to work.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. He just goes to work on him one day, and it kind of like has like a storyline between him and them, and then he just beats them down, and that'll just show them like, oh, he can beat 2 guys at once. What else can he do against these top guys? And he's going up against the Brock Lesnar. Oh, you know how crazy that would be? They let him and Brock Lesnar go at it, just 2 big people. Because remember when they went up against each other at, was it Royal Rumble? If I remember correctly, when they stood each other down.
Yeah.
And the crowd went nuts because they were like, this is going to be crazy. I think it was that. They did that on.
I can't remember, but yeah, I'm with you. Every time I bring up that I think that the New Day should break up, it's been fucking 6 years since they've been together. It's time for them to break up. I get yelled at and told that I'm dumb, and not every team has to break up and blah blah blah.
I mean, I do feel that. I do feel every team doesn't need to break up, but these 6 years as a comedy actor, even DX broke up, and they were like the biggest thing about it. But the thing is, you don't want the act to grow stale.
Exactly.
I would
rather end it while you still have rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that way, yeah. So when they do end it, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? When they come back later on, it's still hype instead of just
same thing with Shield.
Yeah.
Shield broke up in the height of their popularity.
Yeah. And that's perfect. But I feel like when they cut these, the women's division just needs to keep the tag teams the way they are. Just keep the little tag teams you got, because you're trying to have a serious women's tag team division. You want to cut everybody and get rid of everybody.
Oh yeah, Iconics aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what made me think of it. And I was just like, that was one of your, not the best tag team, but it was a tag team division, and it worked. They were good heels. They were annoying, and they did their role perfectly. Have them stay tag team, because sometimes you don't need to make everybody a singles competitor. Like Matt Hardy didn't always need to be switched over.
Yeah,
you can just have them be tag teams. You can have the Dudley Boys be a team. You don't need Bully Ray all the time. You can have Bubba Ray and Devon together. Like you can do that with that.
But I think with Big E and Kofi especially, I'll be honest with you, I don't see Xavier Woods doing much by himself. But Big E and Kofi are both guys that can make it to the main event as singles guys.
Yeah.
Kofi already proved it.
I think
now it's
because
time for Big E.
Of what we saw, it's like the little glimpses we see from Kofi. It's like Kofi can carry a match. We've seen Kofi do that. We've seen when Kofi before, when he had that beef with Randy Orton randomly. That shit was still, to this day, I still understand how that shit came about. That shit was just like, okay, Kofi's just beating his ass. Like, and we were going crazy, and they did nothing with it after that. And then it was just, and then out of nowhere, they was like, okay, we're going to give Kofi a shot. They gave him his world title shot. He won the title. He did his thing, and then they just kind of, it's like, oh, okay, well, back to tag team you go. Which is weird to me. But I think him and Big E's just, his stature alone, he's just huge. So it makes him scary. So it only makes sense to put him as this monster character. I think they need to go back to that with him, because he's ridiculously big, and they can make it work. We know he's goofy, but we should have something where he turns and then he's like, oh, you know what, Kofi, you always been in the spotlight, out of us 3, and I never got my shine. I deserve the shine. I'm the one that carried this team, and kind of do something like that.
I agree 100%. Moving on, though, we've got Matt Hardy, Tony Khan, and AEW versus Rebby Hardy. Have you seen this going around on Twitter and stuff? I know you probably didn't watch the AEW pay-per-view, but did you see the stuff about Matt Hardy?
I need to start watching AEW again more. I watched AEW when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then I think I watched the first like 3 or 4 pay-per-views, but after that I just kind of stopped.
I feel you. So Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy had a botch where Matt Hardy was visibly concussed. Like bad. And not only did they continue the match, but Matt Hardy climbed the barricade or the barricade and dove off of it as well after being concussed. So Rebby Hardy is Matt Hardy's wife. She tweeted out basically that everybody in that fucking building should be ashamed of themselves, so on and so forth. Like, how dare you, blah, 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 whatever. And she also posted a screenshot with her between her and Matt where she was telling him he's an idiot. So, like, I don't want to, like, the thing is on Twitter, everybody's not roasting her, but going at her saying that like, oh, you should be blaming your husband, not the company, blah, 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 whatever. And she replied to that, to one of the tweets, and said, reading is the biggest thing here, knowing how to read. Because let me make this absolutely clear. Matt Hardy is the number one dum-dum in this fucking situation.
Yeah.
Then number 2, you can decide who's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. But I'm pissed at Matt, number 1. But I'm also mad at the company because you continue to let him go out there. It's like
you are, or saying this what Rebby said right here.
This is what Rebby said. I'm also mad.
Okay.
I mean, it's like they should. Matt Hardy, just like any fighter on the stool, isn't going to quit.
I was gonna say, some people you just can't tell nothing. It's not even like, oh, you know what I'm saying? No, you're stupid. It's like a pride thing. They're like, we got to finish this match. We got to make sure this match is gold. Not everybody's gonna quit.
I feel you, but sometimes you just got to shut it down.
No, I feel you. No,
it's like throwing the towel in. You know what I mean?
But
like
some people just have that warrior mentality. Like, you know, you got your Kobe's. You know, he tore his Achilles and still finished the play. It's like, you don't have to do that though, bro. Like,
yeah, no, I feel you on that, and it's like, I don't know. I see what she's saying, but the other issue also is Tony Khan tweeted out that Matt Hardy doesn't have a concussion. He's passed all his exams and he's now home safe with his wife. Rebby Hardy retweeted it and said, "You're lying. He's still in the hospital right now. He's 100% or 1,000% has a concussion."
So somebody's lying about the medical records.
Exactly. And that's what someone else said, was somebody's got to be lying. And she said, "Oh, I wonder who it is. The company that's trying to protect their ass, or the family that has wins nothing by telling the truth or lying." I was like, And then Brian Alvarez, who is the host of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, podcast, radio show, whatever that is, with Dave Meltzer, he tweeted that he said, "I've been told that Matt Hardy is doing much better." And she retweeted that and said, "Oh, funny, because you haven't talked to me or my husband." So she was just going in. Rebby's a gangster.
She was on Twitter doing all this?
Yeah. There was a couple years ago, her and Jeff Hardy's wife were getting into it. Okay. And she had blocked Rebby. Jeff Hardy's wife blocked Rebby on Twitter and was tweeting about her. And Rebby was like, somebody had sent her screenshots, so she posted all the screenshots and was like, "Bitch, you live less than a 3-minute walk from my house. Come to my fucking door and talk to me if you got a fucking problem." And she's like, "Keep subtweeting, and I'm gonna tweeting me, and I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face." I'm like, damn, she's fucking wild.
So that's why you've been saying that's the best Hardy. That's why that's
100% the best Hardy.
I was wondering for a queen. I didn't know who Rebby Hardy was when you were talking about it.
Oh yeah, we sent for a queen, bro. I don't give a damn. She's over here. She's wild. But moving on, we got Raw Underground. So I like it. I like Raw Underground, but I don't know the point of it.
I think they're gonna have a fighter I think what's going to either happen is they're going to either have somebody new come from there and dominate, and that's going to be their background. Like, oh, they came from Raw Underground, they dominated there, and
Yeah.
now they're a regular superstar, and they're going to end up getting,
But that's
this
the
man
thing is
doesn't know what to do with
there's
them.
been a few people that have debuted on there.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's going to happen. Then they're going to just be like, well, we don't know what to do with
I
these
feel
guys.
you.
So. But I think that's probably what the plan of Raw Underground is in the first place. I like the concept of it. I don't like the execution, if that makes sense.
I feel you. I mean, there's just been. I mean, I guess there was Shelton Benjamin Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Lashley, not Shelton Benjamin, because I want to see Dolph versus Shelton in an actual amateur wrestling match.
You said Dolph versus who?
Shelton Benjamin.
Honestly, I feel like Shelton Benjamin will get him.
I don't know, man. Maybe because he's just a little bit bigger, but Dolph is. It's crazy to me that the way he's one of the few legitimate shooters in the backstage area. Like people don't fuck with him.
You cut out. Say it one more time.
Yeah. So it's crazy to me that the way that Dolph Ziggler looks and the way he wrestles and everything, that he's one of the legitimate shooters backstage. Like nobody fucks with him because they know he'll whoop his ass, or he will whoop their ass.
Yeah, he got an actual wrestling background and stuff.
Yeah. I would like to see that. But we had Bobby Lashley versus Dolph Ziggler, and then we had who'd we have? Aleister Black beat up on some jobber, and then Kevin Owens came out and they fought. And then I don't even know the dude's name. Something Batundo or something like that. Big dude. Ended up whooping both their asses. Chokeslam both Aleister Black and Kevin Owens. Which is nasty. Yeah, I like it. I just don't know what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, I just think it's like a little like how they did with WWE ECW, like when they was bringing people out. I think that's the way of just a new way of doing it. Like these guys are dangerous. He came from Raw Underground. He's dangerous. Like kind of like the little Fight Club, like a little fake Fight Club. That's all it is.
Yeah. It definitely is a fake Fight Club. 1000%. Also, one of the Iconics is on there now, and that's wild.
Which one is it? Peyton Royce?
The one that looks less like a bird.
Oh wow! So Billy, I don't know what that means. So the smaller one?
Yeah, I think so.
If it's a smaller one, it's Peyton Royce. If it's the bigger one with the really big, it's Billy Kay. Well, that's it.
The one with the big nose that looks like a bird?
No, I was talking about chesticles.
Oh, chesticles. I think they both have the same amount of chesticles.
No. Peyton Royce is a little smaller. Okay, so the one that be doing this when they do the entrance, that's Billy Kay. But the one that be like when they come out, she goes like this. The other one be swinging her hips around.
It's not Billy Kay. It's the other one.
So it's Peyton Royce then.
Yeah, Peyton Royce. Is that the one you thought it was?
Yeah, I just assumed. Okay. Peyton Royce. I just heard about them splitting up. I didn't watch this or the story.
No, yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, so I'm missing out. Like I said, I'm gonna probably either watch it when it comes out. Actually, no, I can't. I'll usually be working, so I'm probably gonna either just record it and watch it later, or just watch the highlights or something.
Yeah, you can honestly watch YouTube and figure out. You get the main points. You just go to WWE's YouTube the next day.
Yeah, I've seen them do that. At one point, I was doing that.
And then we've got what's next? The Hurt Business.
When Iconics were the champions. That was when I was watching it on YouTube. I was watching just the highlights because I was always working.
I'm with you. The Hurt Business. You like them?
I do like. There's another one I like the concept of. I just don't like the execution.
Okay, explain.
I personally feel like they should be doing way more than beefing with Apollo Crews. We need more than that. Apollo Crews is a great wrestler. But the thing is, he's one of the people like just like you said. I think I said this on the last time. But basically, Apollo Crews is that guy where it doesn't matter how much and what he does in the ring. He's still not going to sell him because he can't promote himself.
Yep, he's Leon Edwards.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, there's certain people like that.
Yeah, I agree. Cedric Alexander joined the Hurt Business, by the way. He turned on Apollo Crews and Ricochet, And let me tell you, when he was throwing Ricochet around, and Ricochet was making him look like he was fucking Andre the Giant throwing him. It was dope.
Cedric Alexander, I don't know. I don't know who's a bigger overactor or overseller when it comes to moves between Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. They're both pretty bad.
I loved it. I love overselling. There's no such thing as overselling.
Yes, there is.
If you're not overselling, you're underselling.
It's Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. You like that?
Yes, it's the best thing ever.
We need to do a reaction video.
Yeah, we do.
To us like just overselling it, just something like that.
I'm with it. We've got Cedric Alexander is actually interesting for the first time in his career. That's how I'm looking at this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes they don't know how to market these cruiserweights. Because I don't want to say the cruiserweight division is dead, but it's just they don't have a star among them. I personally feel like.
Let me tell you about this. I've had this idea for a while. I've talked about it in a couple different forms, but let's talk about it on here. I think what needs to happen is you got Chad Gable out there. He's doing his thing. They're calling him Shorty G. Fuck them for that. First off,
that shit was stupid.
What I need them to do is I need him to go on a losing streak for a little bit. Like just making small mistakes where he loses. And then out comes Jason Jordan. He's wearing a suit and looking all nice and spiffy. And he comes out and he has to remind Chad Gable who he is. That he is the American Alpha.
Okay.
So play on words because they were the American Alpha when they were together. So he relearns who he is. And then he leaves for a little bit. Then randomly one day on 205 Live, out comes Jason Jordan leading a brand new Chad Gable out to the ring in the middle of a match, and Chad Gable goes out there and just starts throwing cruiserweights around. And you book it as Jason Jordan's his manager, and you call him the American Alpha, Chad Gable. That's his name. And you let him rise through the ranks and win the cruiserweight title and actually be a legitimate champion and not just like a flippy guy. That's how you get the 205 Live.
Okay.
Going.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all for real. I didn't say it was similar, had an idea similar to that, but I was going to say basically bring back
Enzo Amore. You're right.
No, not at all. I was going to say, we'll bring back an older cruiserweight.
Like Jamie Noble or Billy Kidman.
Yeah, like a Chavo Guerrero, something like that. Bring them back. Have them have a crazy feud with somebody. Like ridiculous. Okay. Like they're breaking tables. Like we need to, because the thing is we have to get to the point where every title is important.
Agreed.
I understand the world title isn't going to be like nothing's going to overshadow the world title, but there's a point. Remember in TNA when Awesome Kong was there and Gail Kim, they promoted the Knockouts division crazy. They were main eventing pay-per-views and stuff like that. They were destroying, so they were breaking everything in the ring. Like they need to do the same thing with that. Have the cruiserweights go nuts as well, so you have more respect for them. So when they go off, it's just as lit as having a world title match. They need to do it just one time, and that's why I think they need to do like a few. Have I don't know. I don't want to say Shorty G. I'm not really a fan of him. Let's say Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander goes up against who else? Yeah. Let's do like Joey Mercury. He goes up against Joey Mercury. They promote this, and these two go at it. You know what I'm saying? Even though these guys weren't crazy names, they just go nuts and they just make a bigger name for themselves. They go off, and everybody else just jumps in there too as well. You have new tag team matches with other cruiserweights. They have these crazy matches. You know what I'm saying? These main event style matches, even though they're the third match of the night. Do that, you can really get that division going.
I agree. I think that legitimacy is what we need.
Exactly. For everything. Even if do the same with the women's tag. Don't get rid of every women's tag team we got. You need to keep some of them.
You need to make more.
You said what?
They need to make more.
No, they do. That's what I'm saying. They need to bring in some more. They need to bring people that are just tag team based. Bring in people and just have them as a tag team and keep them that way. Make your Hardys, make your evil tag team. I don't know why they broke apart Sonya and Mandy. I don't understand why they did that.
I don't either.
Just you need some kind of division. Like you can't just have 2 tag teams at a time. You have like 5 or 6.
Fuck it. At this point, I'm okay with bringing back fucking Cameron from the Funkadactyls and having her and Naomi be a tag team again.
I mean, you could do that. Bring back the Bella Twins if you want to. I mean, well, they don't come back, but like
they just had kids and they're not coming back.
Yeah,
they're worth so much more. WWE's paying them to be reality stars at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't like it, but yeah, just do something like that.
I'm not gonna hate at it. Get your bag, sis.
Oh no, get that, but I ain't gonna watch the show. But I'm saying,
I'll be there. But
yeah, my mom watches that. She was like, "Oh, do you see what John Cena did this week?" I don't care what John Cena did this week. But yeah, I feel like they just need to they need to branch out, get some more people. Get some more of these Japanese wrestlers. Yeah, get some more of them because they turn up every time. There's some in New Japan that just killing it. Definitely, they need to build this. If you're gonna do it right. You're gonna have this title belt, have it right.
I'm with you.
Don't just use it so you can split people up. Like, don't use it as a storyline thing. You actually do something with this tag title, dude. Add some legitimacy. I can't say legitimacy to it. Add some prestige.
Definitely. So moving on though, just to keep us honest here, keep us going. We got Vince McMahon tells superstars to end third-party deals with Twitch, Cameo, YouTube, etc. How you feel about this?
This man is trying to control everything about their life. Yep. Like literally, because I think Bray Wyatt being in character, even on Twitter, is crazy. Like that's what's up.
I love it. Like
that's what's up. Like you got people like him and the Undertaker; they're always in character, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like at the end of the day, it's still a job. At the end of the day, it's a job. So it's like, come on, bro. I can't even tweet like I want to. I can't do this like I want to. I can't Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not fair.
So here's the issue though. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. With Cameo, let's say we're doing Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks, right?
Okay.
And we've got, or actually, let's do Charlotte versus Becky, just for the fact that I know both of their real names. On TV, we're promoting this as Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. On Cameo, they're promoting themselves as Ashley Fleer and Rebecca Quinn.
So they're pulling Xavier Woods.
Yeah, because like you can't, because of their contract, they can't play their characters on Cameo.
Yeah, they
have to be their actual names, which is bad for WWE because now you're saying that everyone knows it's fake, but let's not keep saying it's fake. You know what I mean?
I feel you, but at the same time, it's like, what if I want to continue this show and WWE just cuts me? You know what I'm saying? Like say you do the show as Charlotte Flair, you're in character, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you get cut. Now you have to say, I'm not Charlotte Flair, I'm such and such from AEW now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That way, like
I get you.
How Xavier Woods called himself. No, I feel you, but I'm saying, but the same way Xavier Woods called himself Austin Creed on Up, Up, Down, Down. I respect it. At first, I was like, why is he calling himself that when he's Xavier Woods on the show? But I was like, I respect just because he gets cut. That's probably what he can do.
Yeah. And then the other thing with Twitch is I got an example for each one. So Twitch, you've got AJ Styles out here with 1 billion fucking followers or whatever, right?
Well, with AJ Styles, he already made his name as AJ Styles. So it's like they can't
No. Listen, that's not the issue. What the issue is he's on Twitch and he's not even really playing video games like that. What he's doing is doing interactive shoot interviews.
Okay.
So the Twitch, they're asking him questions about all these dirt sheet rumors and stuff. Like, oh, tell me why you don't like Paul Heyman. He's like, yeah, I fucking went up to Paul Heyman and I asked him why, or I heard that the club was getting released, and I asked him, why are you releasing my people, blah, blah, blah. He told me he didn't know anything about it. Then I went up to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon told me that he wasn't going to cut him, but Paul said that he needed to be cut him, so I said, fuck Paul Heyman. Like, that doesn't need to be talked about.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You feel me? And it's like, there's multiple times where he's had this happen on his Twitch streams or whatever.
He's a real nigga. AJ Styles is a real nigga, man.
Then we've got Tyler Breeze is doing a YouTube channel a gaming YouTube channel.
Yeah.
With Spears from fucking AEW.
Okay.
Which is also not good for WB. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I see what they're saying. I see what they're doing here. Because they're like, listen, dude, your likeness, we don't own your name. We own the character.
Yeah.
But while you're under contract, we own your likeness.
Yeah.
So you can't be out here showing up with other motherfuckers from other shows, telling all our fucking business. You know what I mean? And just,
no, when you
I
put
get
it like
what
that,
he's saying.
I completely agree. I completely get where you're coming from. But yeah, I feel you.
From a corporate standpoint, I'm with Vince. I know that's gonna get me heat. If you wanna tell me how wrong I am, follow me on Twitter at PrimeTime Travvy T. That's PrimeTimeTravvy. Tell me how wrong I am. Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you like and subscribe as well.
If you want to be right at all times, just go ahead and go to Bad Guy Spoken.
So I said Roman Reigns plus Paul Heyman equals print money. It's so good, Brandon. I love it. I love Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. I love heel Roman. That's
the thing. Like, when you have a character, especially in this era where it's cool to boo the good guy, especially in this era, you have to either make them edgier or just have them go heel altogether. You can't always be this super, oh, I'm so good guy, because the fans are going to hate it. That's why the John Cena thing,
I like that John Cena didn't.
Like when John Cena's always getting booed, that's the reason why. It's like, you, no matter what you say, you always trying to be this superhero. Like,
yeah,
that's why I say edgier, like how CM Punk was, where he could easily switch the heel and switch off the face. He could always do that, no matter what. Any situation he was in, he can be seen as the good guy or he can be seen as the bad guy, because he has an agenda, and whatever it is, it's like, okay, I want the fans to agree with what I'm saying. But there's gonna be times where it's like, okay, CM Punk, you wilding right now. But it'll make sense. It all makes sense to the character, where it's not just a super big switch where you have someone like Bayley, where you, like I said, she's super happy and so chipper. So she needed the edginess. So I mean, being a heel is cool too, switching a heel, but they needed to scrap that whole thing, because it just didn't work all the time.
I'm with you. I just think that Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns is a perfect fit.
And that's what I'm saying with Roman Reigns. Like, he needed that heel turn, because they were booing him. They were trying to make him like John Cena. And it's like, hey, we need him to be a little edgier. Just because you talk trash, we need you to be able to be a heel sometimes, or just be flat out healed. You can be able to make that switch easier.
I'm with you. My last little bit for this wrestling thing is, I was thinking about this today when I was writing this rundown. I was like, I wonder what would it look like if Survivor Series was today? You know, they'd be doing the Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT.
Yeah.
So I decided to make up a little rundown of what that might look like. So first off, the world champions would be Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. And then since NXT doesn't have a champion currently, I just went with their last champion, Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross ruins the match. I'm not going to lie to you.
You say he ruins it?
I feel like he ruined it.
What the fuck?
Like, he's not bad in ring. I'm not saying he's bad in ring. I'm saying
he's not as good as Roman and Drew.
No, I'm saying basically he would have to do something crazy in this storyline in order to get his name out there like that.
I feel
if that makes sense.
No,
he's not as big as the name is. That's pretty much what I'm getting at.
Who you got winning that match? Who would you want to see?
I personally want to see Karrion Kross win it.
Okay.
But I know that would never happen, and I feel like they would make Roman Reigns win that.
Yeah, I think Roman wins by pinning Drew.
I don't have a hate towards Roman Reigns. They just have this super love towards Roman Reigns, and I'm just like, he doesn't have to be the winner of every match. He doesn't always have to. Yeah. But I feel like I would want Karrion Kross to win, to show how dominant and he is, and to push NXT a little more.
Yeah. I think the issue is that Roman's just came out with his new character.
Yeah. So
I think if this was face Roman, I think Karrion Kross would have a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
We got Asuka versus Bailey versus Io Shirai.
That's crazy. That's a good match. But I feel like Bailey would cheat to win
I agree.
and would get the dub.
Yep.
I like Heel Bailey.
I do too. I don't. Hold on. I'm not gonna say that. No. I don't. I like Heel Bailey in ring. I don't like her. I don't think she cuts good promos. I think she needs a manager. Like,
I feel you. I feel like, to me, she's like I don't know if I said this last time, but she's like the Fiend. She's hit or miss. Sometimes she'll do it, and it'll come across like, damn, Bailey's really evil. But then sometimes it's like, oh, okay, you're corny. Like when she came out with the broom, it was like, okay, we get it. Like we get it. Okay,
I get you.
And for some reason, I don't have a hate towards female wrestlers, nothing like that. Before I say what I got to say, some female wrestlers, when they become a heel, they do this weird laugh. I don't know what it is, but they do it all. I don't know if you ever noticed it, but it's usually like they just do it like, and it's just weird. And Bailey does it a lot. Like when she was like, she does it. Who else does it? But she like it's like she'll have her little belt and she'll be like talking to the guy, like the girl interviewing her, and she was like, "You're stupid, you know that? You're stupid. Let's get out of here, Bailey. Let's get out of here, Sasha." Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird. They do
hilarious.
that.
You're cracking me up, man.
Because I noticed these things and I don't like it. And they do that ugly ass laugh that for some reason every female villain does.
All right. Next up, we've got Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Lashley versus Damian Priest.
Bobby Lashley gonna win that.
Okay. Then we've got Street Profits versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro versus Breezango.
I feel like what would happen is on that match, Breezango would do something to knock out. Oh, my fault. Switch that. Cesaro or Shinsuke. I can't say the man's name.
Shinsuke.
You know. Yeah, Shinsuke
Nakamura.
Yeah, I can say the last name. I can't say the first name. But they would knock out somebody from Breezango, and just as they're about to pin them, when the Street Profits is going to jump in and do like an elbow drop or something like that, like a top rope elbow drop, and then pin whoever it is to win that match. That's how they win. It wouldn't be like a convincing dub. It would just be like they pretty much snuck in and got their way and got that dub.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar versus R-Truth. This is the two cruiserweight champions because the one's quarantined right now and the other one is the interim. And then obviously the 24/7 champion with the 24/7, 7-Eleven.
I don't see R-Truth
route I-75. I hope not. He better not. I would say Santos Escobar because
that's what I was leaning towards. I was leaning towards him.
I just like his name.
He's like, because of his name. I can see him winning that. I don't see R-Truth winning that match. I feel like R-Truth to do something stupid and probably leave the ring.
Yeah.
And those two have a good match, and then that'll just be it. And then he'll come back like, did I miss something? Like, I feel like it's gonna be something stupid like that to happen. And he wouldn't get the dub.
Next up, we've got the 5-on-5 elimination tag team match. So we've got Team Raw, Randy Orton, Keith Lee, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, and Seth Rollins versus Team SmackDown, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Big E, and Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Versus Team NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and Velveteen Dream, not Green.
You know what I see happening? I see Team Raw imploding.
Yep. Because there's so many feuds in there.
Yeah, they're going to implode, and then it'll pretty much be a free-for-all from that point. And somebody from Team SmackDown winning. But most likely the Fiend laying somebody out to get the dub. Probably he's most likely gonna Finn Balor's gonna probably try to hit his what's that shit called? What's the thing called? Yeah, the coup de grace. And then as soon as he's about to drop down, the Fiend gets up, mandible claw,
I'm with you. Yeah,
put them to sleep, and then they get
I
the
like
dub.
it. Now we've got the 5-on-5-on-5 elimination tag match for the women's division. Team
Okay.
Raw is Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Ruby Riott versus Team SmackDown, which is Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Carmella, Lacey Evans, and Mandy Rose versus Team NXT, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Mercedes Martinez, and Shotzi Blackheart. That's looking a banger of a match.
It is. I'd probably say what would happen is Team Raw overpowering everybody, but
I'm
then
with it.
they don't win it though. That's what we expect them to win because they're all overpowered. So I feel like they will win it. I mean, not that they win it, but it would overpower everybody, and then Team NXT wins it somehow.
I'm with you on that. I feel you. And then the last match is a 4-on-4-on-4 match. It's Undisputed Era versus Hurt Business versus Usos and Miz and Morrison.
That is a match. That is a match. I'd probably give it to. I say Undisputed Era is going to be close to winning it, but then Hurt Business does something.
That's what I was going to say. Hurt Business needs that win. Undisputed Era doesn't need it. But if you guys liked what we just did here and liked that fantasy booking style of a show, maybe you'll check out Book It a Wrestling podcast. I mean, have you ever wondered what it might be like if Stone Cold Steve Austin jumped ship to WCW at the height of the Monday Night Warriors? What about a heel John Cena might look like? Have you and your friends ever argued who the GOAT in professional wrestling is? Or maybe you just want to know who the ultimate champion of champions is? Well, if you've ever had any of these questions, the show for you is Book It a Wrestling podcast. I promise you. See, every single week, our commissioner, Hi-Fi Mike, is joined by a panel of GMs, which includes myself, Hollywood Kevin, D-Money, and Keith the Chief, as we revisit and rebook your favorite wrestling storylines in a way that only we can. Check us out live every week at twitch.tv/T13media, and the replay goes up for both video viewers and audio listeners on www.t13media.com each and every single Friday. And, you know, sometimes we even have the bad guy, Kenny Davis, on there. Sometimes we have not a nick, or still doesn't have a nickname, John Creeder. Come check us out. We have a lot of fun. All right. So usually this would be the end of the show, but we have one more thing. One more segment that transcends boxing, wrestling, and mixed martial arts.
Uh-oh.
One man who has done pretty much everything at this point. Brock Lesnar is a free agent, and we're going to discuss some of the potential moves. I made a little list of things that, depending on which company he goes to, which one might be like what would be some good moves for him in each company. So we're gonna start with the most. We're gonna go with the most. No, we'll start at the least likely, and move up to the most likely. So least likely is he signs with one championship as an MMA fighter. Really, the only fight for him there is Brandon Vera. I think he beats Brandon Vera. That's their heavyweight champion right now.
Yeah,
I think he beats him. He's too big. Brandon Vera's good, but Brock's just too damn big.
Yeah, we've seen Brandon Vera get overpowered plenty of times.
So. With the next least likely is going to be New Japan, signing a deal with them to be a pro wrestler. Some good matches with this would be Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr., Kenta, Kota Ibushi, Jay White, or Hiroshi Tanahashi. You know how Brock loves to have those matches with the indie guys. He loves fighting or wrestling against small guys that are really good wrestlers. That's when he has his best matches. Yeah. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Like, he loves facing those type of guys. Next least likely is Bellator. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the one I would like to see the most. Because I think this is a way for him to get a better handle in his MMA career.
Okay.
Because out of these, like these are all people that are currently ranked in the top 10 of either the heavyweight or light heavyweight division. If it's the light heavyweight, I just think assuming they're big enough that they could step up and fight Brock at heavyweight, because obviously Brock's not making 205.
Yeah, is he 290 right now?
Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous. We got obvious first choice is the heavyweight champion Ryan Bader. I think Ryan Bader can beat Brock Lesnar, but I also think Brock Lesnar can beat Ryan Bader.
He would destroy Ryan Bader.
You think so?
Yes, he would destroy Ryan Bader.
Damn. Okay. Well,
and the thing is, I like Ryan Bader, but I think
you think he just holds him down and beats the fuck out of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing he's going to do against that.
Next up is the number 1 ranked heavyweight in Bellator, Czech Congo. I know he beats Czech Congo.
Yeah.
Next is the fight that never got to happen, Fedor Emelianenko. Once again, I know he beats Fedor.
I can see him beating Fedor.
We got Matt Mitrione. Once again, I think he beats him.
He destroyed Matt Mitrione. I forgot about him.
We got Roy Nelson.
Roy Nelson getting beaten down too.
Yep. The trilogy fight with Frank Mir.
They haven't had a third fight?
No. So if I'm I don't know, because with Brock Lesnar being such a big name, if I can sign him, I don't know if I'm as Bellator, do I put him in the trilogy fight or do I put him against Ryan Bader? Where do I start? You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta do Ryan Bader first. So that way we get the hype behind Brock Lesnar coming back, and then you do the trilogy.
I'm with you.
Because he has to beat Ryan Bader first. And then it's like, oh man, he just beat Ryan Bader, blah blah. Let's put him up against Frank Mir.
I'm with you. Rampage Jackson.
Rampage definitely loses. Rampage fell off. Like he's
bad now.
Yeah, he's awful now. He needs to stop.
It's weird. Rampage is the only guy I can think of that got cut from the UFC, went to Bellator, got good again, and then came back to UFC, fell off again, and went back to Bellator, and is now fell off completely.
Yeah. He's bad now. They need to cut him.
Yeah.
He's got to stop.
King Mo, Muhammad Law.
I forgot about King Mo. Brock Lesnar's probably winning that too.
Yeah, I think King Mo's just too small. And then the closest fight that Brock Lesnar has in Bellator, the Beast Brock Lesnar versus the American Gangster Chael Sonnen.
That'll be a crazy weight difference. Chael Sonnen's not going to get that big to be able to fight.
Chael Sonnen fights at heavyweight. When he's at heavyweight, he weighs like 220, 225.
That's still not big enough.
I agree.
But Brock Lesnar be coming out there at like 290, and then he'll drop down to like 260. Like, yeah, he's not. That'll be. You said the closest fight. That'll be a wash. That'll be
joke.
bad.
That was a joke.
That'll be bad. But I feel like Chael Sonnen could, like, if they did do that for some reason, it would be a shit show because Chael Sonnen would sell it.
Technically, Chael Sonnen is retired, but somehow he moved up in the rankings from being not ranked, and now he's ranked number 10, even though he's retired.
They ought to be ashamed of themselves for that.
I don't know how that works, but maybe they only have 9 heavyweights, and they're like, you know what, put Chael Sonnen on there. No one will notice.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and take him off the
list. Next up is AEW. So some matches for him there. Some good matches would be Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Pentagon Jr.
I don't see him going to AEW.
I don't either. I don't either. But I also don't see him going to Bellator or New Japan or One Championship either.
No, I don't see him going to any of those places.
I'll be honest with you. The next one's UFC. I don't see him going there either.
I can see him doing a one-off match. Because he's like, well, I'm not under contract with anybody, so I can just knock out this UFC match real quick, get this quick money, and then go back to WWE. I can see that definitely happen.
I feel you. And I think that he's got some good places in UFC, which we'll talk about that now. So fights for him in UFC, John Jones. John Jones is gonna win.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to win by fight stoppage.
Oh, you think so? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a decision.
I feel like what's gonna happen is
He's gonna punch him too many
Brock
times.
Lesnar's gonna try to bully him, but John Jones is gonna keep him at bay. Like he's gonna try to take him down and stuff. He's gonna keep him at bay, and then he goes for one takedown. He's gonna probably uppercut him, and they just kind of do these little punches while he's trying to get up.
Yeah,
and then it's gonna be pretty much over with, and they're gonna
I'm with
stop
you.
the fight. I can see that.
Another one is Stipe Miocic. Stipe works Brock. Let's be real.
Yeah, he does. But
Waxes
yeah.
him.
Yeah, I can see I can see him doing a one-off real quick to get some money. Win or lose, he doesn't care. He just wants to get this money, get the UFC money.
This one I'm excited for, or I would be excited for. Francis Ngannou.
I knew he was gonna pull him up. I knew you were.
Because Brock can't like punch. Like, I mean, he can't fight. He can wrestle.
Yeah.
And Ngannou can't wrestle, but he can fight. That's what I want to see. I want to know which of these big motherfuckers is the baddest. You know what I mean?
I can see Brock Lesnar winning by TKO.
I could see it too. Or decision. I could see him laying prey too.
Yeah, I don't see him knocking him out. I don't see him knocking Brock Lesnar out. But I can see it either going to decision or TKO. TKO victory for Brock Lesnar.
And another similar fight with this would be Derek Lewis versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
I think that fight would be better in the build-up because I think Derek Lewis would talk shit.
He would talk mess. Brock Lesnar would talk mess too, but that's a very ugly matchup. And when they actually do it, it's going to be ugly.
Then we got Curtis Blades.
All right.
I think Brock beats him. I think Brock is a better wrestler.
Yeah, I was going to say Blades is probably losing that.
That's the issue. Is Brock is like he's a mediocre MMA fighter, but a
master
ridiculous wrestler. Yeah, like, and he's so fucking big that even though he's not that great at fighting, he is top 10 heavyweights.
Because of that, because he
can just hold people down and beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, it was like in his height of his career, he was just landing hammer fists, and it wasn't like it was nothing crazy. He wasn't laying niggas out. He was just annoying you to death with the hammer fist.
Next up is Cain Velasquez.
You think they'll build that up? You think they'll bring?
I think they should. They should. I would. If I'm Dana White, I would promote Brock versus Cain on pay-per-view in the main event.
I can see revenge match tour going.
Yeah, for sure. What about Junior Dos Santos?
Junior Dos Santos was losing.
You think so? You think Brock's is going to manhandle him?
There's not one world where I can see Junior Dos Santos winning that fight.
All right. Well, what about this one? A rematch with Alistair Overeem.
Overeem probably lose.
You think so? You think Brock learned enough or do you think that Brock truly lost because of the diverticulitis? He wasn't at 100%.
I just think Overeem is on the decline.
Okay.
He's not as what he used to be, and I think he's going to just Brock Lesnar's going to just manhandle him the whole time, slam him around, get either a TKO victory. I can honestly see a submission win for this.
I can see it too, like an arm choke, like he did against Shane Carwin.
Yeah, I can see something like that.
So this is the most likely scenario: is he just stays with WWE.
Yeah,
that's the most likely. But if he does, I'd like to see him either go against Roman Reigns or team with Roman Reigns.
Oh, for Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Could you imagine Brock and Roman being tag team? I
can see that. He can have his clients. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
That's nasty. Then you hinted at this earlier, but Big E, I would like to see him face Big E.
That's what I'm saying. Him against Big E would be crazy. Let Paul Heyman out of it for a little bit. Just let them, destroy the building.
Yeah.
One time, because they can do whatever they want. It's in the practice arena thing they've been in this whole time?
Well, no, they're not there anymore. They're in the Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome, yeah. Let them destroy the Thunderdome then. And then, yeah.
I think they're at Amway Arena, I think is what the Thunderdome is.
They're going to destroy the ring again. They need to just stop doing that. But I feel like it's going to happen. He's going to suplex him off the ring or do whatever. It's going to break the entire ring down. We've seen for the 18th time now.
Then we're going to have another one that they're going to break the ring with is Keith Lee.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. They need to stop doing that.
Yeah, they do. What about Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar?
That would be lit. If
I
they
want
did
it.
if they made it right,
Yeah.
and they had Brock Lesnar just destroy the Hurt Business. Oh no, I don't want them that. Don't want to do that though. I feel like they would do that just because I know WWE's mindset. Just that they're gonna destroy the Hurt Business to get to Bobby Lashley. Then Bobby Lashley's gonna have his little match with him, and they'll probably be like, "Well, we both were MMA fighters. Let's do it then. Me and you. Saying steel cage. We got nothing but these gloves." And it'll just be a actual. They'll call it. I don't know what they'll call it, but they'll say MMA match.
Yeah, I'll say mixed martial arts rules or something.
Yeah, MMA rules, but then when the ref's not looking, someone's going to use a chair or something like that. Yep. Stuff like that is going to happen. But I feel like that's what they'll do if they do that with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley.
And then lastly, Jeff Hardy.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
I can't wait till later tonight when we do Book It. And actually about 30 minutes when we do Book It. Holy shit. And I can tell John you said that, and then John can throw a fit.
Yeah, I mean, and I like Jeff Hardy too, but I don't like that matchup. That's not a good matchup.
I feel you.
The certain matches don't work. Like when you have a cruiserweight, you have to have a cruiserweight that we're all in for. Like Jeff Hardy, he's been fucking up, so we just be like, oh, this drug addict is out here jumping off of stuff again. So it's cool. Like we love Jeff Hardy for that, but when you got somebody like Rey Mysterio, like it works when you have Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar, because then it's just like, man, Rey Mysterio is so little. How is he going to do this? Rey Mysterio's getting thrown around, but then he gets the heart, and he just jumps off and lands on him, gets the little roll-up pin, whatever, gets the dub. It's just lit when we see it like that. Compared to somebody who's going to just jump off something and probably miss, and then we see Brock Lesnar F5 and get the dub.
Fuck Jeff Hardy. Let's just say it. Fuck Jeff Hardy. 2 middle fingers for me.
I'm not saying that. He's getting 2 thumbs up for me.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I hate you. You got so far and then you just backpedaled. I hate it. You got anything to tell the people before we get off here?
Yeah, subscribe to Bad Guys Spoken. Subscribe to T13 Media. Subscribe to Debatable. Subscribe to Book It. Subscribe to just everything. Anything PrimeTime, Travvy T. What's Damone's nickname?
D-Money.
D-Money, Damone, Hi-Fi Mike. Everybody.
I feel like Damone's got the easiest nickname and you never remember it.
I never do. I always say Hi-Fi Mike and Damone.
on the Book It 100th episode, you said Primetime Travvy T, Young Damone, Hi-Fi Mike. I'll be honest, I don't remember all your nicknames.
I don't know what it is about that. I can't remember D-Money. I just gotta remember it's like a radio thing.
That's hilarious.
That's what it sounds like. Radio nicknames.
Yeah.
That's how I gotta remember it.
All right, guys. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us next time at the same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, be sure to check out the rest of our shows and follow us on social media, all of which can be found at www.t13media.com. All right, guys, be sure to check out my new podcast, Primetime with Travvy T, coming with new episodes every single Sunday at www.t13media.com. Every week, I am joined by a new guest who shares their unique perspective of the world. This isn't your everyday interview show. This is a show that can only be for prime time.